Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's November 13th, 2025, a Thursday evening. Hopefully you are doing just fine. How's everyone doing? Hey, Restream's just broken today, so I have two chat windows. One of them is YouTube chat over here. How's it going, YouTube chat? And the other one is entirely Sandarin's chat. Sandarin, how's it going over on the Twitch side? Hopefully you're well. Otherwise, YouTube, how's it going? Nice Mercury shirt. Thank you, Tom. I have this I own the Venn diagram of like the Netrunner merch I own and then the Mercury merch I own. It's a circle. And I don't know how it keeps happening. The first one was a joke. And then I don't know. It's a fun shirt. How are you doing? It's also very natural because the transition from merc to merch, you don't have to work very hard. Funky Man, how you doing? Gyro Third, what's up? Hey Andre, how you doing? Good evening, Supernaut. Hopefully you're well. Yo, no frog t-shirts, a travesty. Solomir, how you doing? Unfortunately, I forgot to pre-order these shirts. I think you might have done the same. And so when I got to Worlds, they're like, you can grab a shirt based on what's available in your size. And this is the only shirt that was in my size. I'm not upset about it. I definitely would have picked up one of each, but I just forgot to pre-order them. The shirts were good. The frog one was great. I think the deer one was probably the one that went the fastest. The Sebastian one. But yeah, NSG, if you're making more shirts, hit me up because they're pretty good. They're pretty good. You managed to get all three. You pre-ordered them though, right? By managed, you mean just filled the form out and gave them your money, which like, I think the fact that No Signal Games does so little merch is such a mistake. Like these things sell so quickly. People just want to get stuff. So yeah, NSG, fix that, I guess. I also forgot I thought it was the last frog shirt that was reasonably in my size. Yeah, I didn't want to go up or down. Same thing from, what's it called? I never remember the name. The Tag Mill. They had some really good stuff there, but everything that was left over by the time I got to the store was like way too big or way too small. So I'll order it later. Sup, Cror, how's it going? You're famously the biggest Mercury fan? I mean, like, I like the character a lot. We should play some more Mercury. Roshni, how you doing? Hey, Andre, how are you doing? How's your evening? The deer one is super cool. The deer one is super cool. And it's like, I think something you could wear without people asking you Netrunner based questions, which is not like the goal. But it also looks very much like Disco Elysium, which I think a lot of people liked. Laura, how you doing? How's your weekend? I got a Jinteki Hard Sciences t-shirt I'm a fan of. Yo, how's it going, Pat? And yeah, so much merch to make. It's so easy. It sells itself. People just want an excuse. Like nerd baiting is so important, right? Like if I could do something subtle that somebody could be like, oh, wait, that's Netrunner. And then we have a conversation in a somewhat public space. That is so great. And it's much harder for me to do it. And I don't honestly know if I'd wear this t-shirt out in public because it's not really my style. So I need something subtle. That's why I really like the Tag Mill shirt, which is just a gray shirt with the Link logo. Because a lot of people recognize that because that logo it goes beyond eras of Netrunner. A lot of people can see that one going. Hey, morning, Jai. How you doing? I get in. The first thing I hear is I'm not the biggest Merc fan. No, I am. I am. What are you talking about? Good morning, Jai. It's an internet fell, Patrick. There's dozens of them. Weddy, how you doing? Merch pick t-shirt with screenshots of CI combo to nerd snipe other Netrunner fans. Yeah. You set up a CI combo. You set up like the turn before they do like a diaper combo, and then like the tension just builds in the room. People have asked what my Ice Ice Hedge Fund t-shirt means. Yeah, that one could get questions. I used to have the credit t-shirt. That one I would wear in public, and I don't think anyone asked me about it, but that is an enduring t-shirt. Mine is now like slightly much too small, so I don't wear it. I need to get around to order a Judge hoodie from Tag Mill when I have a budget again. Oh yeah, that's a good look. Tag Mill has some good what's it called? Apparel, that's for sure. We have some good stuff in general, of course. The difficulty is just how much work it takes to get the merch set up in the first place. Cror, I just want results. Look, someone just does all the work and we just hand over all the money. I don't want complaining. I just want merch. But you're not wrong. I'd love to get more Netrunner merch. I can't rep the game. Catching up at 3x speed. Hope you're well. I'm doing well, SRN. Hopefully you catch up sooner than later. Brain rewiring combo shirt. Doing okay. Haven't played in like a month. I need to remember what Netrunner is about. It's largely the same since you've last left it. We're in this weird period where there's like, there's events going on, and we'll talk about that in a moment, because this weekend there's a massive Netrunner event. Hopefully you saw, we put something up on YouTube. We'll be talking about that during the news, but it is the ultimate showdown this weekend. So there's 24 players. This is one of the only invitational tournaments all year, since we no longer do intercontinentals. But Man in the Moon is running this massive tournament. We're going to be streaming it. It'll be like Saturday from 10 a.m. my time to I think like 8 or 9 hours later. So it's going to be a good day in Netrunner if you want to drop in for that. Also, if you want to just like get excited about changes, I don't know if people remember this. Shout out if you remembered this, but the standard ban list 2510 dropped right before Worlds. And then there was a sentence at the end. The 2511 ban list will update. No, yeah, it is. The 2511 ban list update will be released on Monday, November 17th, 2025. Oh, I'm covering it. So this doesn't work. This bit doesn't work. But y'all, we have a new ban list on Monday. Did anyone remember about this? So stay tuned. It's shaking up for a meta that is not really a competitive meta, since no big events happen until January. But I do think December to a lot of people represents like off meta month. So there'll be like weirder tournaments that might not care about that. But yeah, this is on Monday. So hopefully we get a video out for that. We'll see if we can do it. Oh man, having no restream sucks. I have to look at 2 different things. I'm also in the camp of haven't played Netrunner in a month and really need some content to get my brain on that track again. Well, hopefully we'll doing that tonight. We have to play some ESA as the deck list of the week. Time for guesses, Epiphany banned, of course. I'd be surprised. I can't play the guessing game because I received the email this morning of what the ban list is. So like you can try and mine information from me, but I am iced server. You can have results when you do the work, Andre. I mean, okay. Yeah, that's fair. I guess no one's getting anything. Yeah, that does seem extremely exciting. Finally, 2 great flavors that taste great together. I don't know what this is. Despite my best efforts, the Dota X Monster Hunter event has me in its clutches. I saw a bit about that, and I was surprised. I didn't think those 2 properties went well together, but I'm assuming to some extent they must. Like, I don't hear a lot of people in my circles talking about Monster Hunter, but it was like one of the top selling games this year, or was it last year? Specifically, also, I think it does gangbusters on the other side of the ocean. I never got into it. It seems like it could be my thing, but I don't like loot-based stuff. I don't like grinding, but I do like slow action games where your sword hit takes like a minute. My buddy invited himself over this weekend. Little does he know that he'll be watching. The Run Together folks have a feedback survey and they were gauging interest in shirts. Oh, that would be sick. I think people would be very happy to do Run Together shirts, if that makes sense. Please put Axio on the ban list team just for this one time. The timing feels so weird, but it's prep for CBI meta. It's a weird thing. And like there is a precedent that the ban list around this time sometimes is like totally out there. Where it's like, you know, we've seen, I forget the format, but they just like unbanned some of the most powerful cards in the game, or they unrotated them, if I'm not mistaken. This happened years ago. But sometimes like NSG just wants to like mix things up. So it could be like, oh, we banned Sure Gamble. Let's find out what it looks like. We banned Hoshiko. Please ban Hoshiko. So we'll see. I don't know. There's a chance that this is like a really wild ban list. I'd be excited if it was. My money's on no changes. I guess no changes is an option. I don't think they would do no changes because this ban list like functionally doesn't matter. So why not try something? That's my guess. Will GameNet be good? No, but hopefully not. Issues with sizing? My money is on no changes. Wait, what? Cror, how do you feel about shirts for 26 OP pricing? Yeah, issues with sizing. Yeah, that's hard. No Hoshiko ban Ultra Filter. How's it going? I mean, maybe I'd be very excited about it. I would be cool if this is like a real swing for the fences where you just ban out a bunch of stuff, like ban Hoshiko, ban like just hit everybody and see what happens. Like ban Simulchip, I don't care. Ban the criminal, ban Sable, like just to see what the meta does for a bit. I think that'd be okay. Ban mulligans. I'd be actually excited if this gives us a new mulligan. I think it's we're down to try a new mulligan system and see how it works. I think that might help. I think corporations are not doing so well if they draw poorly in the modern meta. That's a hard thing to fix. The AMT that was, I want to say last weekend, or if not this weekend, I think they tried something different. Instead of doing 40 rounds of 40-minute rounds of single-sided Swiss, I believe the rounds were 35 minutes. But when time was called, each player got 2 turns instead of 1 turn. This is something I've heard about trying before, and it actually is quite interesting, at least abstractly. Because on the basis, a lot of corporations can't do anything with a single turn, but a lot of corporations can try and win the game if they're scoring corporations if they have 2 turns. So when time being called, that's the moment to be like, I guess I'm advancing next turn. I think that's quite cool. I think that's an interesting change. I wasn't able to like rapidly watch the AMT to know kind of how that mattered and how many times went to game and how many times the extra turn actually mattered, and whether it ended up taking more than 40 minutes on aggregate plus whatever extra time. But I think AMTs are a really good place to try out stuff like that. Experimental stuff, I think, is probably worth something. Yo, hello, Meteor. How's it going? So Corp versus Corp now. What I'm hearing is Hoshiko's still not getting banned. I have no idea. Well, I do, but not until Monday do we know. Hey, Radish, I'm so much rather unban a bunch of nonsense till Vantage Point than ban a bunch. I hear you with the size of the card pool. We might be in a better spot unbanning stuff, but also I just want to like do a weird one and see what happens. Love the show. Thank you, Ultrafilter. Hey Daria, what are we banning? I don't know. Are we re-banning these things? Can we unban anything here? Maybe we just get Trick Shot back and that's it. And then we have a good time. Bring back Endurance for 2 months and see what happens. Like, just see what happens. How bad could it be? Yeah, unban Endurance. That's the idea. Tell us the ban list update. I'm not allowed to do that. I feel like you can get more than 2 turns in 5 minutes though, although late game turns take long. Yeah, sure. But like also when time is called, it's your responsibility to make sure your turns don't take too long. So you have to watch out for that. The AMT change ended up being little to no change to game runtime, I believe. I've only vaguely checked in on that. Do you know, Cror, if it mattered for like the narrative of the games? Because like how many games actually the 2 turns change the outcome based off of how people play? I think it's cool though. But I could see it not actually changing the time of the round, which seems fine. Real talk, why is the mulligan issue coming up in this meta and not pre-rotation, just Rashida? I think Rashida might be a part of it. I think not having access to Rashida means a lot of corporations, they don't have something to put in the remote server that will jumpstart their game. I think we probably should watch the stream, like rewatch the World stream, but I saw so many corporation games in which with their hand, which was not good, where they're holding 6 points on turn 1 after a mulligan, they just do not have the tools to outplay the runner. They don't have the tools to do anything. They're just hoping to get economy, hoping to get ice. Clicking to draw is like not great. Maybe we had more card draw, like playing, if everyone could play predicted planogram to draw 3 in a bad hand, would they? Maybe. But yeah, Rashida, volatile agenda suites, yeah, maybe that too. But not having access to this like thing to make your game push yourself forward, this like fail-safe smash button to give yourself 3 more cards and 3 more credits so you can do things and afford to do things, is noticeably missing. It's weird because I get upset anytime somebody plays Sprint, but these sort of cards like maybe are more necessary, so you can just get out of a bad spot. Like, does Sprint really fix everything? Maybe not, but it means you're not just sitting there with agendas. I don't know. It's called GFI. Sprint is right there. Yeah, but I don't want to play this card. I don't, but you probably should. Unban Bugalter. Hey Impish, when is standard rotating? I can't remember, but if it's relatively soon, I can imagine them keeping Hoshiko until she rotates. It's not relatively soon. In fact, we don't know. I should probably double check before I say this, but the next set coming out, Vantage Point, has no rotation. And I think they've said that the cycle after that will have, mind you, no standard rotation. So we're on track to have Hoshiko for at least another 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. Because right now the card pool is the smallest it's been, so I don't think we're anywhere near rotation. If NSG can put out 2 sets a year, that'd be sick. If they can get to that. I do think the upcoming set is not a full, it's like 60, imagine around there, cards that we're expecting. But I don't think we're expecting Hoshiko to not leave until 2027 at the earliest. And I would even be surprised maybe. I like the deck of the week a lot, but I'm dying for Creative Commissions IMO. Oh yeah, I'm excited to play the deck list of the week. I do think the Wildcat strikes are weird, aren't they? Yeah, it's unknown when rotation is happening. Also unban DreamNet. Yeah, if you ban Hoshi, unban DreamNet for sure. Ashes is going to be in the game for like 2 more years at least. Rotation hasn't been announced. Yeah, it's for a while. Simulation Reset. I cannot imagine a card I want to play less. The card that has a functional ability to do nothing. Just randomly drawing a new hand. Like getting a new mulligan is not what I want. I don't know. This is definitely not it. I don't think we wanted just another mulligan card you can put in your deck that can actually end up to be worse. But I think we just want agency to take this hand and do something with it. Do something proactive. This is not proactive. This is just mulliganing again. I really don't like this card. I have played this card so many times and drawn a worse hand. Because the thing about this is you shuffle the cards and then draw. If this was the other way around, like then you'd have a chance where you know you're going to put the agendas away and you know you can't redraw them. But I have played this card and it's made my hand worse. I just hate this card. And the only time that it's actually been played is in decks that have like real grindy strategies where they're like shuffling back 3 snares or now bites, or like shuffling back their, what's her called? The band of the ancient keeling, stuff like that. Free Andy? I'd be really surprised, but why not? I actually, there's no way NSG is going to touch FFG cards, but how's it going, by the way, Dajin? I mean, these cards were always necessary. People played Dredge Work, Attitude Adjustment. People did not play Dredge Work for tempo reasons. People played Dredge Work for prison reasons. People did play Attitude Adjustment for tempo reasons, but they only played Attitude Adjustment in decks that ran like 6 3-pointers. And so it actually fixed big issues, because if your 6 3-pointer deck drew 3 agendas, you had no plan of scoring them out. So like maybe somewhere in the middle. I don't know. Unban Engram. I don't know if Mull should change because it screws with early aggression so much, and I already want runners to be more aggro and less install runner. Yeah, for the corporation it does. It definitely does if you do a partial mulligan. Because there's no chance that you're holding 2 agendas and then like Mercury doesn't do anything. I'll be honest, I don't love early aggression. I feel like early aggression's really swingy. Like when you don't ice R&D and they jailbreak and there's still 5 points, like, yeah, sure, I guess it's a narrative of a game, but it doesn't feel like you have much of a Netrunner game from that point forward. And that being said, now R&D is actually more dense if people are just getting agendas out of HQ, but you're less likely to see the, you know, the Bandon startup, Estebrado HQ steal 2 points every turn. I don't know. I do think also mulliganing away, keeping agendas in hand more accurately would become a skill, where sometimes you want points in hand so you can jam them. But that seems more like an off-world office PD game that we're not really playing. Unbanned Dream Knight might need Sable consideration, not just Hosh. Yeah, I could see it. Hey Lucy, it's confirmed neither VP or the set after it are due for rotation of Ashes. VP will rotate Lib out of startup, yep, but the set will probably do no rotation in startup. The set after, excuse me. The most minimal mulligan change, I think, is don't shuffle before drawing second hand, then shuffle first. Oh yeah, that's super minimal, but I don't know if I like that. That makes the mulligan much more tricky because you know you have no chance of drawing into exactly these cards. I guess that's maybe the midpoint. That's weird. That's really, really weird. Interesting. Let me catch up on chat. Since I've been playing only since recently, when rotation happens, are there more reasons implemented in the narrative since the narrative of the game is so cool? No. No. NSG has never done narrative reasons for rotation. FFG sort of has, but these cards, I don't actually know if they came alongside rotation. Hold on, FFG kind of did. But for instance, like Boom shows Wizard getting nuked, and I don't remember if the release of Boom saw the rotation of Wizard. I don't think that's the case. On the Lamb shows Andromeda kind of like running away, removing her wig apparently and her clothing and disappearing into the night. I do not know if this happened at the same time. The sort of best thing we have are the homage cards. So things like the Class Act show, you know, modern Andromeda hanging out at whatever sort of like beach town this is. That's the closest we've got to it, but I don't think we've ever had any narrative rotation stuff. And for what it's worth, the rotation, like the narrative cards, sorry, that came in the FFG products, the narrative like little stories, I don't think they address rotation. I don't think they brought up Wizard in any other story. Oh yeah, you're right. FFG actually did do a new core set. When FFG did the core set, they aged the characters, which is cool. Some of the characters did not make it back to the new core set, but that's why we have like 3 different arts of Gabriel Santiago. You have the relatively fugly core set Gabe, and then you have the old rugged handsome Gabe. And then you have System Core 2019 Gabe, which is, well, the same because they did not make art for it. But there's a whole bunch of characters. I think one of the ones that's the most pronounced is the Wonder Kid, Chaos Theory, where the original Chaos Theory is like very much quite a child. And then what was it, like 5-6 years later, Chaos Theory kind of aged linearly. And so we got the older Chaos Theory, which is also pretty great. As much as Chaos Theory is like whatever. Hold on, I'm way behind on chat. Okay. Just feed the runner next big thing, simple as. I mean, okay. That's not true. Sim Reset has been an ag and RH decks for agenda smoothing for ages. I press X to doubt. I don't actually think that's the case. I think it's been in the minority of decks. Dredgeworks was a prison card. Don't pretend that it wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Bring back prison, simple as. I don't think Jailbreak R&D turn 1 is what I'd call early aggression. I think it is. I genuinely think it is. Because I feel like in Netrunner, unless you're playing Hoshiko or your mark is R&D, running R&D to touch a single card is usually not worth the action that you could spend running whatever in the remote server or just setting up. I actually think running R&D, seeing 2 cards, it does cantrip, which is really valuable. So like Jailbreak is just super playable. But I don't know, like spending multi-access on turn 1 is like kind of weird. It's not something we've seen in a long time since you like Maker's Eye R&D. Oh yeah, Adam showed up on cards from FFG to NSG. Sunny technically has too, but yeah. Was Flashpoint a rotation? I don't think so. But I can't remember exactly like that. Corset game found dead in a ditch. Meteor, how's it going? Oh my god, it's literally just hit me that Andy's taking a VRcation. She's drawing 4 cards at the end of the beach. Holy crap. You know what? I actually only just got that. You think they're meant to be similar? Because like Andy's not here. But I guess lounging in a chair just gives you 4 cards. Well, hold on. Here we get 5 cards. And she's lounging in a chair. She at her pad, I at my rig, low light, smooth jabs, love blooms. She at her pad, me with this orange thing I can't fucking figure out. I also love seeing last fall the standard community reactions and confusion every time we do something in startup. Just gotta remind everyone who banned creative first and people doubted us. Yeah, that one's like been really fun because we've really come around on that one. But I don't think the bans in startup were like really weird right now. Like they made a lot of sense even for someone who doesn't play startup at all. The pad gives you the extra card. Oh, it's the jazz card. The smooth card. I want an NSG release set on Mars. I think I heard Sam talking about that too. Mars is cool. It's hard. I do think it's somewhat hard for NSG to revisit places that are so like deep in FFG lore, because I think NSG wants to really stay away from FFG lore and characters. So going back to Mars and talking about like Mars first, is that what they're called? It might be hard. I don't know. Yeah, it was the jazz, I think, Roy. But early aggression is more than just turn 1. It's turn 1 to 4 is something for me, running every turn for value and sniffing agendas in HQ, which is some creative fun early games. Taking away the fun by twisting mulls away takes the fun from the game. I think you're not wrong. I do think you're right that like early aggression is interesting. Like, you know what? I always say that when I teach new players, 1 in 5 cards is an agenda. So after they mulligan, there's an agenda in HQ. Use that to make that make sense. But I don't know. Maybe we just need more cards that we feel like we're giving agency. Ian, you're in Twitch chat, so like I'm gonna miss your message, almost guaranteed. I think the cross post bot between YouTube and Twitch is broken. Yeah. You figured it out. It's broken today. I don't know what. I was really worried because we've scheduled a stream for the upcoming Ultimate Showdown, and I've never done that before. And I was like pretty worried we're gonna go live today, and it was gonna go here. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how to double stream to restream to this Ultimate Showdown. I think I have to figure that out in the next couple of days because this is on Saturday. This event is gonna be sick. But yeah, that's a thing I got to worry about. But yeah, at least we didn't stream to that event accidentally, which is good. This is why Andre's ignoring us. That is the only reason. Brandburp, how's it going? Ban all AI breakers. Yes, that's the only reason. Racist against Twitch. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to read that one anymore. And then I'll come back to Twitch in 10 minutes and see how things have changed. Let's go, Odd Radish. You get it. Frick Mars, we're going to Venus. The only kind of mulligan I wanted is a jazz mulligan. You end up with another card. Like, is Netrunner going to do that thing where, like, if you mulligan, you're allowed to do a scry? I mean, why not? I mean, that's fun, right? Do not get Andre started on space. I beg you of chat. No, Mars and Venus are fine. The issue is open space. Like, Mars and Venus are just a different room. It's just a room somewhere else. The new core set is a system gateway, and we've not actually seen any of the system beyond Earth and the Moon? No, but that's fine. You don't want to go to space. Can you tell Ian we're unbanning Kayambe? I just got jump scared because my name is also Ian. Oh, fantastic. Welcome. Join the army of Ians. Bologna mentions Mars. Does it? Well, but Bologna is the Greek, sorry, the Roman version of Mars. Right? Like Bologna is the god of war in Roman, and Mars is Ares is something to do with the gods. Mars's tiny population made rich multiplayer experiences a big challenge. Oh yeah, all right, we're doing GameNet still. We cracked it by, well, Mars is on the art, right? We cracked it by live beaming the gestalt of our Earth player base second by second. Bologna weaves these lag ghosts into compelling interactables, more responsive than the real thing. That is surely some flavor text. I understood all of it. YouTube team, let's go. Fine, I'll wade into this dirty, horrible place. Gosh damn it. Yeah, you're welcome. It's nice. What if them always look at 2 hands, pick 1? That is physically difficult. I think that's physically quite difficult to do. I've never seen a game do it. I don't say you shouldn't try it, but that's kind of hard, honestly. I thought Mars was Aries. There's something there. I know Bologna is a Mars, is an Aries. Hey, Brennan, how's it going? Andre's immediate depression upon acknowledging GameNet exists. Like, so much of what we've been doing over the last couple of years is forgetting about things that we want to forget about. Like, we've built the GameNet barrier. Did you know this has 17 influence? Like, we just shouldn't remember this is here. And anybody who does, they have their fun little journey where they do self-discovery and they come back in 2 weeks and they're ready to forget about what they've done. And that's good. We've all done it. So now you can go on your adventure. Bologna can refer to the Roman god of war, so not Mars per se. What is Mars besides the planet? Can Dana be good and also fun? How would you do it? No, we don't think about it. That's the thing. I don't think it would, but I do think inherently identities that punish you for interacting, usually I don't like. You could say Ayuko is there, but at least Ayuko is like a bit more interesting because there's downsides to them doing their thing abstractly. But I generally don't like corporations that punish you for doing the thing. Apoc Max versus Game Net Glacier was a moment in time that claimed a CBI. Were we doing CBIs back then? How old are we? There was a meta where GameNet was like good, and people like were going to time so consistently that balance changes had to interact with that. But like games at tournaments, like Sokka plays, like loves Hyper Glacier. And I don't want to call it Sokka by name because there were so many people that did it. But I remember watching so many games that were like 55 minutes. Excuse me. I feel bad for calling Sokka out. I don't mean to. But I just remember watching some really good Sokka games that went on for very, very long. Gold Farmer meta. Yeah, Gold Farmer got banned. The old GameNet ayahuasca lodge. GameNet side game was fun. GameNet side game was fun. GameNet Upa Yoga was cool. Tracing was a thing back in the day. For the younger players, I wouldn't worry about it too much. What would happen if Netrunner's mulligan was partial like Arkham Horrors? I think Toto, that's what like people want to try out. What would happen? I think we could guess. Decks would be more consistent. That's probably good. You wouldn't have horrible openings. That seems good. But early aggression from the runner would be less worth it because corporations wouldn't be flooded. Bring back Trace? Bring back something like Trace. It would be interesting. It's worth trying. I think people are also afraid that like combo corporation decks or combo runner decks would just get stronger. And I do think people like it when in the meta combo decks are not the most thing that you can do, the most consistent thing you can do because they're inherently hard to interact with. Speaking of Arkham, my group played Film Fatale. I haven't opened it yet. I'm playing Circle and Done with my partner and my brother-in-law, and we're all mystics. I made a witch. Maddie said she wanted to all play witches, so I am a witch. Daniel's a witch, and then as a joke, because I make Maddie's decks, I didn't make her a witch. I made her the Witcher. So she's playing Diana Stanley, and I just gave her a whole bunch of swords and a whole bunch of magic, and her job is to destroy the witches. She thought it was funny. It's going okay. And now I feel bad for the World Finals? No, not at all. The World Finals? Wait, which one? The World Finals this year wasn't great. Like, we've had so many banger game World Finals where like 2023, Cable Carnage is like Sokka sitting there holding 12 points in hand. The winning play is a clearinghouse. Cable Carnage, so he doesn't win on time, goes credit, pass just before time is called. And then, you know, dies the clearinghouse. So good. Then last year was like the hour-and-a-half game where like both players had multiple turns where they would win if their opponent didn't perfectly do this thing. There was the 1-7, I think, to win the game off of HQ to reset the bracket, like really, really good, or to not reset the bracket, I guess more accurately. And this year, it just wasn't as hype of a game. Ayuko barely fired. The 2 false leads mattered, but the oppos weren't there. Excuse me, the money wasn't there. The scarcity one. Yeah, the scarcity one was bad. Like some years you have banger finals games. This year wasn't the most exciting finals game. Like it won from a run on archives. Like I was casting with Izzy and I think the both of us were like, oh, Worlds was over. Okay. The 24 finals was wild. 90-minute game and both players were on game point within 30. Yeah, it was like fun. It was a really fun game. It was really fun to cast too. Really fun to watch, I imagine. But yeah, this year, like the corp didn't have as much agency. I think a table bite could have maybe messed the game up. We're doing Dunwich because you should know your history. Dunwich is not perfect, but it is very charming. I think the older campaigns, I don't like the new campaign. Anywho. By the way, I tried to play Geist without Uprising in 2019 and got hit with double scarcity. I mean, that is going to happen. GameNet Upayaga was real? No, it was not real. But people realized you could do it. And no competitive deck did it. But it was like the pocket thing you could do because it's kind of really funny. Because they spend and lose twice. I do think this year was kind of fun too, even if it was quick. The corp was getting close to pulling off a kill combo and lost their bluff, getting called. I think they were actually really far from the kill combo. They needed like 7 credits plus. And then you had to have no way to make that disruptive, right? Like if you had Audrey on the table and you had steel skins in hand, you're fine. I think that was a possibility. If the gourmands hit any of the kill cards, like it's kind of cooked. It was further away than it might have looked. Yeah, the Bowsley versus Kikai game. Now that game was hype. And even Kikai was like, after the game, there's so many other things to talk about. Like that game was super, super exciting. I'm really upset that Bowsley didn't hit the button to win the game, but instead ran R&D, which like, oh my God, there's so many style points left on the table there. But that game was like really, really good. That was one of the most exciting games of the top cut. And again, I want to say this, like, it doesn't mean the players in the finals weren't amazing players. They obviously are. It's just like some games are more exciting than others. I also thought this year was a little underwhelming. Yeah, sometimes it is. We've just been really lucky classically that our last like 2 years finals were like very, very good. To be fair, the disruption heavy Hoshiko is very strong matchup to a lot of kill decks. Yep. And we also got like the badge pretty early. We were running down. Like it was going really good for the runner. I feel kind of not great by judging the finals so much. I get why we did it, but we don't need to remember that the champ performed over the entire event and there's just one game out of 1620. No, I want to be very clear, Cror. I'm not talking about the quality of the play. I'm totally separate from the quality of the play. If you ask me, the players played what they could, the best they could. I have no complaints about the quality of the play. It was not a board state in which one of the players, I think, could have got out of it. And so they were stuck there doing the best they could. Again, very clearly nothing to say about the quality of play. The quality of play of games at Worlds was great, but sometimes the games are less exciting. I hope that's very clear that that's what I mean. Upa Yoga cooks with raindrops. No 2017 Data Scarcity turn 1. Yeah, that was another year where it was like just a really unfun finals to watch, let alone I imagine to play in. Hey, speaking of the finals, it's davz list, Midnight Insurrection. davz showed up on the, what's it called? The King's Court. I want to say now a week and a half ago. It was a really good interview. I think davz is well spoken and talks a lot about this deck and how you can play it, which is very different the way that this deck plays than I think a lot of the Esas I'm used to. Talks about it as being a bit of a control deck and playing really narrow margins, which I like a heck of a lot. I think davz is really good at talking about the game. And so I definitely want to watch a bit more of davz's gameplay because I was never able to commentate any of the Esa games. They're very, very close games. They're very, very interesting games. They're very, very scrappy games where the decisions really matter. And that's where davz, I think, really excels. So it's an Esa deck, and it has interesting breaker suite. We have Begamut, which against barriers, if you get to the mid to late game, your barriers just don't do anything. So if you're playing the LEO matchup, that is pretty expected. You really don't want to raise your bronze because eventually they'll get broken for 1 credit. Is it good that there's cards like this that just invalidate all the barriers in the game? Not all of them, but most of them. I don't love it. I don't love that sort of like binary design, but you at least have to do some amount of work to get there, let's say. And then we have Matryoshka, but only 5 of them, which is just enough. The 5 of them, actually, the numbers do matter. The last time I did the hypergeometric, if you have 6 of them, I think you need to draw about 13 cards to get at least 2. If you have 5 of them, I'm imagining it's like 3 to 4 more cards. So you're probably less consistent at early aggression. But Esa does put pressure on all centrals in a way that's hard for your opponent to tell where you're going to put the pressure. So that might slow down the flow of ice into the remote server towards the actual win condition of the corporation, assuming they're scoring out. Cool things, we got compilation. I think HQ pressure is so good in Esa because a lot of times corporations will wean their least important cards from HQ, leaving the important combo pieces and or agendas. So HQ aggression is one of my favorite things in any Esa deck. We have a fermenter, and we lost Banhar earlier this year. So our ways to get through ice are actually much more minimal than they were before. We're on no copies of a Botulus, and of course Banhar is gone. So our resource package is just all the Dr. Nukas. Love this card in just about anywhere, but especially in Esa where you can put it on the table, then take core damage and then repair your hand is great. We're on the Ghost Tongue and Marrow package, which, you know, you're going to be playing these, usually 3 of each, I think. The Hippocampic, I don't fully get. I'm imagining we do have to play this. We have 1 Ashen, and our recursion, we have 1 Katurga Breakout. So if we do lose it and we lose this, we're not bringing it back. I don't honestly know how many matchups davz actually ended up playing the Ashen. Maybe you need to know it's there to be able to play as aggressively as you should. I don't honestly know. And then everything else is a bunch of events, which makes sense because we play them cheaper with Ghost Tongue. This deck is only on 2 Chestushka. A lot of times you expect 3 Chestushka. I sub HQ all the time against Esa. The deck is also on 2 finalities. So inherently we have HQ pressure, we have R&D pressure, and we have Archives pressure. The local breed of Esa that we play here in Montreal, just like Chestushkas and finalities all the time. Shout out to Diogen, who I think recently posted a turn 1 win on JNet Casual. And that's the sort of Esa I'm used to playing, and I don't love it. And I don't think that's the way that davz plays this. Plays it more control, plays it a bit more, plays the matchup a bit better. Or not better, sorry, but focuses more on playing the matchup, not just trying to get more accesses. 2 Running Hots, also fascinating. This card is really quite powerful, but there's at some point too much core damage, I imagine. Maybe that's why we're playing the Hippocampic. My honest opinion against finality is Prey Whiffs. I mean, that's how R&D multi-axis is. And this card sees 6 cards. Sabotage 2 plus 4 more, like it's multi-axis that sees 6 cards. It's pretty strong. It's really, really good. This does sneak in as a 1-of in a lot of Anarch decks. I want a bit more reach, and I get it. Off to lose. Have a great stream. Brennan, enjoy your Thursday night. I gotta catch up on stream. You need to convince me. I did watch an ESA game of davz where he was barely installing everything and just eating cards of core damage but winning on sabotage. Yeah, disruption can matter. I do think a lot of times, like, you're not going to install a lot of cards. In fact, you actually don't even have that many cards to install. And there's probably some matchups where, like, you can go pretty far without installing any icebreakers. Like against Ayuko, I imagine you can go far. Maybe you need to do a Begamut so you're not always like tanking 3 damage against the Samasamoons, but I think you can go very, very far. davz is player of the year for sure. Yeah, that's probably true. I think davz had a killer year and is going to be playing even more Netrunner on Saturday. So still has something to fight for, which is great to see. The only moral games game net is my game net. davz is number 1 on the Beanstalk this season. Oh, I haven't checked. I'm not surprised though. That's really cool. Sebk has disappeared, so I don't know what I can do. I don't know what that's in response to. Hippocamping is 4 more sabotage, I imagine. It is, but like how realistically is that going to actually happen? Another really good thing about ESA is that there's a bunch of matchups, and I don't know if this deck plays like that, where you can just install your Marrow and then do no more core damage, and then you just win against a lot of damage combo decks. That is definitely worth something, because you'll be up on 7 hand size, and that's not perfect, but 7 hand size with a steel skin, you're like pretty good against things. So there's a bunch of matchups where that's all you do. So we'll see if that happens. Hey, Francie, how's it going? I got hit with 4 finalities in game and they all whiffed. Pretty fun gameplay. I mean, we'll take those. Sometimes the best place to have your agendas when you're playing against ESA is in your hand. And that's a big reason why ESA, I think playing Compilation makes a lot of sense, but it means you can sabotage from the top of R&D pretty freely. I'm starting to feel iffy about Ashen, including it kind of feels like I'm betting against myself being able to win fast. But that's the thing is I don't think you play this deck to win fast. Like the sort of aggro ESA is not exactly how davz is playing this from my understanding. Where again, you want to, you know, pressure, play the matchup a bit more, trash some stuff. But the Ashen, I'm not 100% sure in what matchups we're actually ending up playing this. Maybe we go really late against like Leo Glacier. I don't know. I think we'll find out together. Maker's Eye was fine. Finality is fine too. I just don't like Finality as a card, man. I don't like Burst Multi-Axis being that strong. It's stronger than Maker's Eye, that's for sure. I don't feel like the core damage, excuse me, I don't feel like the core damage is a downside, but like I played for years into Maker's Eye, heck, even indexing, as much as indexing requires you to run back. It's weird how Burst R&D feels different because they lock the top of R&D, but I know I'm much more used to that. 2024 was incredible. Finals 2-7. Yeah, maybe it was a 2-7, but it was just such a fun game. What about Scatterfield? I mean, you need dolls also. Cool thing about dolls too is like one of the hard things if you're trying to play a traditional breaker suite with ESA is that if you have a card in your hand that you want to put on the table so you don't lose it to core damage, you have to install it. And like playing your Buzzsaw for 4 sucks. Playing your Hantu for whatever Hantu costs, or playing your Noom, heaven forbid, those all cost money. And the good thing with Matryoshka is it's one of the easiest cards to get out of your hand to avoid damage, because once you play the first one, the second one just takes a click. It doesn't take any amount of credits, which makes it really quite nice. It's really, really easy to just like put your dolls down and go. UTA is fine, change my mind. I don't feel like I need to. UTA can't be that good. I don't even know the numbers on UTA. Like, what are you breaking a Scatterfield with the UTA for? 5 credits? I mean, I'm good. What code gates are you even breaking with this that you're happy? Like, the best thing about UTA is that you can face tank a white space, I guess. Let's play some ESA. Oh, JNet's not open. Last night I was watching your first game with Bangoon. You hated it. Funny to see how far you've come. They brought it to Crown servers. I had a good time with that deck. I definitely want to play it on stream at some point. Hopefully we'll record some games. I think Bangoon still has like some massive problems. The fact that your ID doesn't do anything when you're losing the game is like the worst feels. And when the runner's on 5 points, your ID ability is just functionally blank in like 95% of cases if your opponent plays correctly. So that's not good. But the Bangoon deck was just like fun enough to play at COS and produced interesting and memorable games, which I like a lot. Let Anarch have one thing, finality. I mean, they got a lot of things. How's it going, by the way, reference? Runner. Let's go. Playing no decoder is better than playing UTA. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's how I would feel. I would honestly look at the other one first. I'd look at Abisu maybe first, because we have the package that fires Abisu, and I think Abisu has like comparable numbers, but I don't know the text on Abisu. Yeah, Abisu Gangrei's up. There we go. To be fair, most code gates are in the mid to high strength range because of Buzzsaw. It ain't Yogg at suppressing low strength code gates, but it's close. Yeah. I think all the code gates in the meta that you're really playing around are all 4 strength. So you're playing, besides the like 0 strength stuff, like you're playing around Scatterfield, you're playing around MIC. I guess you have to play around Vampy and MI and what's it called? The Teeny against Codegate Glacier RH, but that's its own problem. NBN, you're just playing around VSA, which is 1 strength. And then Wayland doesn't have code gates. It has Afshar, I guess. But there's no Wayland code gates that are relevant, that are worth playing around. Boomy not working with Ob makes me so sad. Why not? As in, like, if only you res it during the run, right? There's no context that you'd want UJ. All right, laying down the law there. Don't threaten me with a good time. Marrow and Ghost Tongue are pretty load bearing. They're really, really important. I do think you want a Marrow relatively soon. Not only is having cards in hand good against the damage matchup, but it has text on it. The Marrow text is actually genuinely annoying. It just sees you more cards. It just disrupts the corporation. And the big thing is a lot of times corporations end their turn by sabotaging. Sometimes they're on 6 cards in hand, so it doesn't matter. But like anytime that you sabotage, the best next thing you can do is more sabotage. So on the window that the turn that they score, next turn do Chestushka, and they probably already got rid of some of their worst cards. The Marrow text is the most annoying to the judge. Is it mandatory? Because it's probably one of the most like missed triggers. Because nobody remembers it there. Everyone's like, oh, Marrow 4 hand size. And then they don't realize the rest of the text. Ooh, Mirror Morph. Could be FA combo, could be prison. Ritual Nuka. We have a Ghost Tongue. I think we just keep this hand. Install Nuka, hit the Ghost Tongue. Play Wildcat, see what happens. I can't believe this deck is on 3 Wildcats, but like, I guess you have to play cards that cost credits. Thanks, you too. They kept. This seems fine. I don't think we're going to Ritual click 1. Let's see what they do though. Just want to do a quick thank you for your content. Of course. Been curious about the game for years and finally have all the NSG stuff because of you and Neon Static. Now to learn with the gateway. Yo, Rewind, enjoy it. It's a lovely game. I hope that's obvious. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. That's why we're here. We're trying to explain what we're doing, but there's a lot if you're getting into the game and you're jumping into standard, but I think you made a great decision. This game is like very, very special. All right, Mirror Morph did the thing. Petty Cash, so this looks like more combo fast advance. I don't know if we just send a finality, but there's a chance we will. The problem is if we send the finality, like you only want to take 1 core damage a turn because then Esâ doesn't fire. So I'm assuming here we're going to install the Nuka, we'll Ghost Tongue, and we'll hope that we don't hit the finality. That's fine. So we got to pay attention where they sabotage from. They did 2 from the top of R&D. So this either means their hand is good or they're just one of the players that says, I'm not sabotaging from HQ because I lose cards. I disagree with those players, but I get where they're coming from. If we Wildcat here and we get the credits, we're happy. If we get 4 cards, we go up to 6 cards. We don't have like dirty laundry. So what can we do? Raindrops cut Stone Archives, I guess. What's the best thing we can do to use our hand? Yeah, that's like mid. Let's see what happens. Generally, you give the credits. Giving card draw is bad, but we have a Nuka, so they might just give us a card draw. So this actually could be wrong. Hopefully they don't figure out the line here. Yeah, okay. So we have a Raindrops, so at least we're not the most punished. And I think we just Raindrops Archives and throw out the Hippocampic. So this is 3 credits. We love to face check Ice because most of the Ice is not going to be super relevant. A Drafter is the really bad one because it returns things. Ablative is not as popular as it was when I was playing Esâ a while ago. And we got to send a message. There's only 2 of these in the deck and lost to fully operational. Again, I don't love sabotaging always from the top of the deck. So they're going to get Ice, but we're going to get 3 points. So we win on 2 more accesses, assuming they're playing the 2-pointer and then 2 send a message version of Mirror Morph. We're kind of used to. R&D Sabo turn 1 is always legit. You're trashing my hand over my dead body. I mean, they didn't res this card. What? They chose not to res it, which makes me think it has to be an ablative or a boomy. Why wouldn't they res this? Next turn, we can do Sure Gamble. We can just install Marrow, hopefully win the 50-50. Yeah, it looks like it's an ablative. Otherwise, they would have resed it. Marrow's trigger is not May, and it often has to get ruled as a missed trigger because it doesn't get caught until a couple clicks. Yeah, I could see that. Hey Mode, how's it going? I'm likewise grateful for the streams and getting to hear your thoughts of play and deck construction as I've now been playing for about 5 months. Welcome to the game. I'm glad it's landing. Like, I want to be very clear. So much of the content that I'm making is to make it as approachable as possible. Explain why we're thinking and what we're thinking, and hopefully we're thinking the right things in the first place. So that's really nice. It's really nice feedback. If you have questions, please don't hesitate. If we're not hovering cards enough, please just ask away. Can you res bloop? Yeah, you res for free, ignoring all costs. So additional costs are part of those costs. Is it a Lycean? I mean, that is the thing that makes the most sense, but the more you think about it, it makes less sense. I guess it could be a Lycean, and if it eats our, I think it trashes programs. It could be a Fly Swatter. Fly Swatter makes a lot of sense too. Okay, so we don't know what this is. We can play Sure Gamble for 5 credits, which is fine. We want to play the Marrow or the Finality this turn. If we play the Finality, we might just win. I think honestly we play the Finality because it's likely we can keep one of these econ cards. If it trashes the Marrow, we're kind of upset, but we have a Nuka. This could be a Spin Doctor, but I don't know. Icing up a Spin Doctor is pretty good here. I think we're just going to send the Finality and play aggro. So we hit the Strike Fund. Cannot ask for better there. So this gets discarded. We get 2 credits. We draw a card. They have to sabotage 2. The 1 pinhole can contest whatever this is. I do want to face check. So they just went 2 from R&D. They like their hand. We should run it. Brawn, Ingaton, red level. Okay, Hammer. That one we can't deal with. We'll just let it fire. So we saw 4 cards. We could face check this. We could face check Archives. We need to deal with Wage Workers. We could check what this is, but no matter what, we're still face checking it. I think we just run this. If it's an MIC, we lose our whole turn, which is pretty bad. Driving this deck like you stole it. So, okay, if it's a Scatterfield, we don't want to run a last click because they can install an agenda. That's not good. If it's a Brawn, I don't care when we run it. Brawn, if it fires, they go down to almost no credits, but they can install an Ice from Archives, which, like, whatever. If they install it there, we're happy. If it's an MIC, it's really bad. We lose our whole turn. So I think we just do Sure Gamble and we run here. They're probably not on Boomy because it doesn't make sense for this archetype, but we'd love to take the core damage. So we're on 3 hand size. We can just run it, hope they res, and then pinhole it back if we think it's important. We'll just try. There's actually a big chance that we don't want to do this last click. At least if this is last click, if it's a drafter, if they install something on the table, we can run it. But if it's an MIC, they pay 6, we lose a click. That's a great trade. Drafter is real bad. It's not the worst because we have a click left. Running to drafter with no clicks left is a nightmare. Fake window. I'm back on NR after being out since like 2015. I suggest you succeed in your goal. Oh, thank you. Scatterfield. Okay, they can fire that if they want. That's half their credits, just about. I was good on the rules, but your vids have been huge for getting me up to speed on the meta and refreshing me on strategy. Great to hear. We haven't been putting out a lot of video content, so it's mostly streams at this point, but I'm glad it's been working. Against Esâ, I was probably wrong to play the Petty Cash on turn 1. Petty Cash is an easy card to check or sabotage. They wanted to play it because of Mirror Morph, but I think you're totally right that it's a really good card to discard because it's better in the bin. But I think they really wanted to Mirror Morph on turn 1. It's hard to tell whether that was worth it or not. So we'll just check server 2. They're just putting a card on the table. We can probably interact with this. That's why we didn't run last click. If it's a Spin Doctor, we'll chase it down. And with 5 credits, there's not that much they can do. They could do like Petty Cash into Triple Advance. This is Spin Doctor. So we'll see if they put these face down cards back. Fully Operational usually wants to go back. If they're letting us have it, it means there's either a Spin Doctor in hand or a Spin Doctor in server 1. We'll still take it. Because as long as that's on the table, we can't sabotage to any like great effect. Okay, it's a Nico. Great. So we want to pinhole that down. Money is kind of important. Not the most important, but kind of important. Eric, how's it going? We're playing the deck list of the week and then probably just playing more Esâ, I guess. Hammer is a big peak in this deck. It's painful to face check out of faction. Yeah, it's good to know it's there. What do you think would be the printed text on Métropole Grid card? I've been asked this question before and I honestly don't know. I'm not a big grid enjoyer. Yeah, it's obviously a region upgrade. I think you knew. They drew Brawn. Yeah, they drew Brawn. Now they drew the card past Brawn, which luckily we're knowing. So they have an RLC in hand. Next is Hammer. So they might be setting up a turn. They iced HQ. So HQ clearly has the goods. And now they're clicking for credits so they can get another Mirror Morph credit. So the top of R&D is known. Them knowing that we know the top of R&D makes us not want to install the Marrow this turn, because if we install the Marrow this turn, they can sabotage the top of R&D. Now it gets rid of a Hammer. It seems like they're always just sabotaging R&D. We need to figure out how to get through HQ though, because that seems to be where all their cards are, because they're icing this up. But I think we'll start with the Nuka. I think knocking down the Nico is like relatively fine. We're pretty sure this is a white space or maybe an ablative, and we're on threat now. But I think we'll just pinhole down the Nuka, and then we need to draw into our dolls sooner than later. So we'll just run R&D. I don't want them to have 6 more credits in a card draw. This card has 7 credits on it. It's really good. Maybe it's a Worlds Mirror Morph with no drafter and 3 Hammer. I'd be surprised if they're not on drafter, but Hammer is like very much a meta consideration. I just don't know if we're upset if they spent 6 credits to res a Hammer that like was the do trash or ghost tongue. We could raindrops archives. If it's a drafter, it goes behind the scatter field. That's pretty bad. We should have done that in the other order, so we're not going to do that. So we could draw once, strike fun, throw the Chestushka. I don't think this is going to go across anytime soon. Okay, big cat. Begamot's good if they installed this as a Brawn. In fact, if they res it, we're happy. But I think the Chestushka doesn't do anything here. Yeah, we're happy if they Sabo the hammer. Oh, like we should have gone for the Sabo this turn. I think I'm happy if they spend 6 credits resing that. Like, where are they going to put it that actually matters? 6 credits is a lot of money. They might have double iced HQ the Chestushka respect. Me too. I think that's what they did, which means that this is likely the Brawn, which is a thing we're happy about. So Petty Cash, they're using this on a turn that doesn't seem like an obvious combo turn, but it could be a combo turn because they can do Petty Cash, they can do RLC to gain a click, so they can score, I think, a 4-2 from hand. So we might have actually wanted to pressure this turn. Okay, never mind. They installed. They could still RLC. Now they're RLCing. For those who don't know, Mirror Morph says if your first, second, and third action are 3 different things, you can get a free action to do a 4th thing you haven't done, or you can get a credit. If you want to know what sort of combos you can do with that text, I honestly don't know. We usually have to find out together because it's not intuitive to me. Trash ability concede game. Cost 1, 3. Whenever a run begins on the server, they may look at chat. All right, so they're installing into the root. So I don't know what that could be. I have no idea what that could be. There's no fast events upgrade in the format, is there? It could be Hollowman, but Hollowman doesn't really have text here. So they gained a credit from Mirror Morph. They have a click left. So they, in theory, could res a Hollowman and score out. Okay. We have no way of dealing with Scatterfield. This could be a defensive. I think we just install Marrow, fire nuke, and see what happens. If this is an Ingatan with a counter, we're a bit upset about it because Ingatan is good into Esâ. I think we start with the Marrow. We want to be drawing into our dolls here. Vladgrid is the closest to an FA upgrade. I think Hollowman's probably the closest, right? Yo, Alex, how's it going? 2 from R&D. They're just full sending it. So we could raindrops R&D. If they res, we're happy. They need at least 2 to 3 credits to score out next turn. So if they res a drafter and ablative, the drafter doesn't have any obvious thing to do. Reinstalling the spin doctor is good, but what are we going to do about that? I think we just nuke and raindrops R&D. Actually, we should just raindrops R&D. We have 2 clicks left, so MIC ends our turn, but it ends their credits. Yeah, I'll just run R&D. I mean, sorry, archives. Nuke first. We don't want to lose Begamot. Backseat is cringe. I don't mind backseat, but I honestly don't know if we're going to install this anytime soon. I'm assuming they're just not going to install barriers. Okay, C4. So they sabotage Wage Workers, Drafter, fully operational Hagen. Hagen's also really bad for us, but 2 fully ops are out. A Drafter is out, a Hagen is out. We drew no cards. Okay, so we have 5 hand size. We've drawn up. We can install our first stall, but we don't have a reason to. I'm just going to keep drawing. We don't want to sabotage again because Esâ's ability is once a turn. Okay, that's good. Let's see what they do. Ingaton's pretty ugly here. I do think they have multiple points in hand. We should probably face check HQ when we're feeling brave. We know 1 drafter is out. We know there's a hammer in hand. We know there might be a Brawn outside of HQ, which if they res that, we're happy. Would NSG ever put out an unglued set? I think NSG, like the unglued set comes from NB Kelly, right? The April Fool's sets are really cool. But NSG like has other stuff they need to be doing, I reckon. All right, install Wage Workers. So this could be a 5-3 they need to set up next turn. So we want to contest the Wage Workers. I never love installing Wage Workers and resing it. It gives us so much information. And they're paying 2 credits maybe for a click. This is probably the hammer. If they res a hammer here, they're bankrupt. Oh, they have a click left for fully op. Okay, never mind. The Wage Workers is fine. They drew 2. Okay, so their hand has agendas. So we're just going to run everything on this board and force them to res everything. And once they're low on credits, we can consider running a hot and then just hitting more things. We can always Katurga to get back something that could matter. Like Katurga for the pinhole might make sense. The Wage Workers is the card that has the highest priority here. Let's just start touching things. I want to say that I submitted a card for April's Fools, and it'll eventually, hopefully, end up in the April Fool's set, and I'm very excited about it. I think it wasn't able to be made last year, but the April Fool's set, like, what is it, 2 years ago, was so good. All right, Wage Workers has to go down. So they didn't res this ice, they just played it for fully op. So this might not be able to be scored out. I think this is still a hammer. They keep sabotaging from hand. They have 24 cards left in R&D. We're on 5 hand size. I think we installed the Matryoshka and then running hot. Ideally, it hits the steel skin. That's fine too. Last year was Fanuka. Oh, well, last year was the good one then. That's the year I'm thinking of. So we have all these clicks left. I didn't even consider how we're going to use them. I think we're just going to play steel skin because it's functionally a better diesel now. They sabotaged 2 from R&D, classic, but their hand might be super flooded here. We could run HQ, assuming if they res a Brawn, we're happy. They can't really res a Brawn, so they have to res something cheap. If they res a white space, sorry, not a white space, scatter, what's it called? Fly swatter, we're not doing that much. So let's try and find our second doll. Oh, we have Fermenter, that's good. I'll fire another steel skin. Feels good. Okay, so we have a Begamut. We still haven't found another Matryoshka. There is a cost to playing less than 6. I think we can just do Fermenter Cup. We won't have a lot of liquidity. And what are we throwing out here? I think we're throwing out the Shestushka. Like, I don't imagine we're Ashening. I don't love this. So much still thinking about the unsure gamble from years ago. Oh, it's just an off-world. Okay, that's not that bad. The one that played randomly for you was like genuinely so cool. The like 10-10 action, choose 10 actions, but you can't decide the actions. That was like very, very cool. I would have played a heck of a lot of that. It's definitely a mana. It looks like that. Top of R&D got trashed. They're now on 13 credits. So our window to face check was probably last turn. We have a money issue. Our deck, now this is the weird thing where if we ever draw a Wildcat Strike, they'll probably just give us cards. So our deck has 1 Strike Fund, 2 Sure Gambles, 2 Wildcat Strikes for money. This is our, I want to say only Fermenter? Yeah, cool. That's neat. The APAC Worlds discussion came up quite a bit this World of the Year. There was a big group from us who went to Edinburgh. We're the ones dressed as Baz. As an Aussie, I'm 100% in favor. What's happening on November 15th? Oh, Daniel, big tournament. It's the kind of Intercontinentals like that is Abraham's running. So it's 24 players from all over the like top performing players this year. It's going to be on the channel. It's a fun like 3-round elimination format. It looks really cool. I think we'll just draw. I want to get Econ. Okay, so this costs us a couple credits. I don't like the idea that we have to take our whole turn off to play this. So like we could draw and hope that we get a Matryoshka here. I really think we need a face check, but we just need another Matryoshka for that to be possible. This is an upgrade. If they jam behind the scatter field, that's fine. We're going to need credits. So we could do credit, gamble, and then like next turn, open with the running hot. That draws a card. And we have a lot of clicks to find the Matryoshka. And then we have some reach. Running hot will simply not hit gamble. It's unlikely. And I think we've been firing our ability just about every turn. They're down to 19 cards. And the fact that we have one of their send a messages means that there's a chance they have to score out 4 agendas if they can't find all 5-3. Your instincts are telling you to play this control deck as aggro. Ignore them. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm trying to play this aggro. Right? Like our opening was super, super aggro, and we should be playing this control. We should just be like sitting back on our cup and our fermenter. We have to watch out for Hagen though, so we're going to need another doll before we do something here. But yeah, I'm playing this very aggro. I think that's a really good call. The Baz contingent to me makes sense. It's a large part of the community is regularly coming from APAC that you would do an APAC Worlds in proportional frequency to group size. Okay. Okay. So 2 upgrades. Couldn't tell you what it is. The first one looked defensive. I'm going to ask for action to see if we can sniff out a virus, which I don't think they would purge here, but it's nice to be able to get that for free. Okay, of course, of course. Cool. So for those who don't know, if they have a Mavirus, they can res and pop it before we can spend the click to take the credits off Fermenter. Mavirus purges all virus counters. Hence sort of the name. So if this is Anoetic, I don't think it's Anoetic. They have like surprising reach if we don't do it with the table. They can like fast advance out 5-3s in the right board state. So we have to be a bit careful. Let's play this and see what happens. I'm assuming we're going to get credits. If they give us card draw, we're very, very happy. But I don't want to do this last click because then they will give us card draw, probably. Okay, so now we have to do running hot. There's a chance there's a spin doctor on the table. They gave us 1 spin doctor, which is super suspicious. So they probably have another one in server 3. So I'll just play it. We lost a Katurga, that's fine. If there's an APAC Worlds, a 2-year heads up would be appreciated. Yeah, just to get ready for the flight. Family in Adelaide with a 20-hour flight together is a bit rough. Yeah. 1 from HQ. Cool. 1 from RD. Sick. So we're only on 3 hand size. We need to find another Matryoshka and then we can check server 3. Or no, oh, bummer. We have 3 hand size here. We have 4 Matryoshka in the bottom 13. Are we allowed to legally face check here? I think we might be. How bad is Hagen? It probably blows out our 1 doll, which is like not super important. They've spent 4 credits. I don't think there's a Holloman. If this is a Wage Workers, it's super important. So I think we might just face check server 3 and see what happens. There is an MIC. I don't think we care. We don't need the Sure Gamble or the Strike Fund. I think we'll just run it. It might be tilt. I think we just need to make them spend money. My face when I don't play 6 dolls. If we had a doll here, we actually have a lot of like options. This, we're now just hoping the ice isn't terrible for us. I would love it if it's a Brawn. If it's an MIC, I'd be pretty happy too. That's half their credits. Literally play without ice? Yeah, and what do you mean? How's it going, by the way? I wonder if the percentage were from APAC. Seems like it might have been 5%. There was a lot of folks from APAC this year at Worlds. Imagine this was the hammer. I don't know. If we lose the marrow, we don't die, right? This is a spin? Yeah. Okay. So we could have done that in another order. So the card they sabotaged, 1 Unseen went back and 1 Spin Doctor went back, which we could have seen that coming. I think the hammer is on R&D. It makes way more sense than the remote. We still can't contest this, so I think I'm just going to play the Sure Gamble for 4, which honestly might be wrong. There's an argument to draw here instead of playing the Sure Gamble, but I think we're going to need our money once we get our dolls, and I'll throw out the Strike Fund. If we get a Finality across, we probably win. But I also think we have to run HQ. Hopefully this is credit negative, not a Luminal. Fudge. At least that turns off Mirror Morph. Sabotage 1 from HQ. Okay. The tide is turning. Now we have to watch out that on any turn they can combo out. They could install advance here, and actually we might have issues if there's an Anoetic. But then we just like Finality. We really just need 1 doll to have a game here. But it is very possible for Mirror Morph to fast advance out of 5-3 from hand, but I could not tell you what cards they need in hand to make that happen. I think they need Nano Management credits, which they're probably not there. If we sabotage and allows them to put a Petty Cash in the bin, that's actually really important. Okay, they show a Tranquility. That is +1 credit this turn, unless they want card draw, but that gives us information that's 1 defense of a Tranquility and then something that's important. What do you think the Archives Ice is? No idea. They didn't res it on a run, it didn't matter, so it has to be just like a hard end the run. So it might be a white space. I wonder if they want to ice that up or not. Okay, so draw, install doll, run remote. The other thing on the table we have to deal with is if it's Wage Workers, we have to either deal with Wage Workers or the agenda, because Wage Workers Seamless allows them to score a 5-3. Draw a doll. Draw a doll. Oh my god, are we just going to lose because we can't get our 5 dolls together? Yo, Elstar, I'm having flashbacks to LP Gunslinger Mirror Morph. I'm not sure I know what that is exactly. Unless this is that combo deck, which I think it is. So if it's Wage Worker Seamless, we have to run one of these. The problem is that combo costs them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 credits. So it's unlikely that they can do something here. I think we have to Finality and force the hammer res here. If that's the case, though, we flatline to negative hand size. I think we still do it. I think we flatline to negative hand size, but we have to just like run R&D, run our server 3. If we draw a doll, we have no clicks to run this, but if this is the worst case, it's Wage Workers this, and the last send a message and we lose. This reminds me of the time I had to SMC for a doll after drawing 2/3 of the deck, or Muse for a doll. I think we Finality and just see what happens. Okay, we drew a marrow, so at least if we lose the marrow, we can reinstall this marrow, and I don't think we flatline. No, we won't flatline. Yeah, we're just gonna throw it. We're a control deck. But yeah, we can, they're presenting like the win on the table if we can't interact with a single piece of ice. I think in this game, we probably should have been a bit more aggressive on HQ, which might have slowed this roll down a bit. To score 5-3 from hand, they always have to need Petty and Archives. Yeah, but this could just be Wage Workers into Seamless, right? Like triple advance, gain a click, Seamless. That's like the most obvious way we lose to the table. But if they do Petty Cash in the bin, RLC for a click, they did 1 from HQ, 1 from R&D. Okay. Asking to draw 5 was probably right. Oh yeah, I actually don't mind that. Ashen to draw 5 was okay. 4 credits to draw 5 cards is probably better. I think you're right. I always forget that you can just get a new hand here. Imagine it removes $5 from the game or $4 from the game. Let's see if they res here. If they know where a lot of their points are, they could be confident in this. But I think this is a hammer. I don't think we care about the tag. Yeah, it's a hammer. So greasing could matter. We'll see if they trash the doll or not. Is it more reasonable to push server 3 to force them to protect the wage workers? Yes, but I'm pretty sure they can just res anything cheap to end the run and still have credits, right? Like there's no res here that keeps them out of the credits for the combo. So if we res an run an MIC, we lose the game. If they res a Brawn, we can't, I guess we could maybe click through it. This fires. But they had enough credits that they could res just about any ice. So we have a tag. Greasing could be in the deck. They trash the marrow. So we're at negative hand size, which is lethal at the end of the turn if we don't win. But we can also just install another marrow. And they trash the doll. Cool. I don't want to trash this because it's a bad top deck. They might need a top deck for a combo piece, so I'm not going to trash the top card. This we will cup because this could matter. Off-world office will win the game, and we'll trash a spin doctor. Control. Good game. Hey, GG. Did you have the win on the table? I couldn't deal with a single ice. Really worried about wage to the last 5-3 with seamless. Yeah, maybe they didn't have it on the table. Maybe playing around the last 1-5-3. So Sam is in server 1. Okay, so they needed the combo out, but the last 5-3 wasn't their remote server, so they did find it. So they need a way to basically generate 2 clicks, which Wage Workers gets you halfway there. Seamless gets you halfway there. Yeah, that tracks. Oh, very cool. Thanks for the game. I want to see how deep our dolls are. Oh my god, you see how deep our dolls were? Wait, why is it like unshowing our deck? I don't know why it's unshowing our deck there. You can see it for a second. Our dolls are literally, we have 3 dolls in the last 3 cards. How cursed is that? This deck is functionally a 2 dolls deck. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't think we're holding a button. Peak 10, will that just work? We were functionally playing a 2 dolls deck. It was Raindrops, Nuka, Raindrops, Steelskin, Marrow, Mystic, Matryoshka. Oh no, this just sorts it. So peak 10 is actually kind of useless. Okay, oh, it's a bug right now. Okay. Man, that's rough. And luckily we get enough disruption and enough pressure with Esâ that you can actually do this if you don't have breakers. But yeah, neat matchup. I think we called the hammer really well. So finding out the hammer was there and saying, I know we can send this, the repercussions of this don't matter. And again, we don't die this turn if we install the marrow. We go down to 1 hand size and we survive that. So we're good. Peak is top to bottom not sorted. Really? No, it didn't seem right. Oh no, it was right. I think you're right. It was right. It is ordered. Okay, cool. Let's run it back. Fun game. Again, I also want to be very clear. I do not have a lot of Esâ reps. Esâ does play, I would say, significantly different. So if you're looking at an Esâ, if you think you're looking at someone who knows Esâ, we don't. You don't. You're not. I'm not. Hey, it's Arzon, former world champ, playing Nebula. Oh, cool. So this is probably fast advance Nebula, which I thought there's a chance that Arzon was going to play this at Worlds. Thanks, you too. So this is the sort of deck that's running a lot of small agendas, I'm guessing, and then uses like tricks like maybe Kakarenbo, definitely playing, what's it called? Sudden Commandment, Moonpool, and has the ability to score out a lot of small agendas and maybe even doing a king-making combo. Arzon has been playing this combo out of NBN for a while now and doing really well, so I'm excited to see it. I think our hand is actually really quite good. It's the same sort of thing where we can install Nuka and Marrow, and if there's a lot of small agendas, Marrow might do some work. Against Nebula, we have to run centrals, which we're not that good at. I think that's going to be a problem with this matchup, is it's hard for us to run centrals consistently because the dolls don't show up. But this hand seems good. I thought this was falsely Nebula. It could be, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Like, I'm assuming Arzon always plays the weird thing when the weird thing is an option and plays it well. Arzon with the lightning fingers. Is this the business as usual Vlad grid? Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know what the tech is here. How in the world did you win without playing a single functioning Icebreaker? It's not super uncommon to do that. Okay, it's a bit more uncommon, but if you have a deck that has pressure built in a different angle, you can get away with it. Like we had caused disruption, we caused ice over all servers. Ice that doesn't end the run also does see a consistent amount of play. Like that deck, probably 60% of the ice ends the run, maybe a bit more. I don't know if did Arzon mull? Arzon kept. So let's open with the Marrow. Hopefully it hits the strike fund. That's a bad hit. Maybe we wanted to pinhole this. I guess with what money though? Nebula didn't flip, so I don't know what this is. Pretty sure this is kill. Okay. We can nuka here. I guess we can raindrops R&D for some information. What was that? 2 from R&D. So I guess we raindrops archives for information. We could get oppoed on turn 1 if there's a 5-3 in here. Oh. Yeah, it's kill, y'all. I shouldn't have done this. I might have made a mistake. Imagine running archives and seeing these 2 cards. I was so confident that Alex was playing like fast advance combo. I didn't even consider the ramifications of our actions. This is the sort of game where like, oh, I run sabotage, run archives, and oh, predictive for game 3, draw 3. I mean, we're bad. Yeah, stinky in archives is bad. Stinky in archives is so bad. Shuffle it away. I don't want it. Oh, Antoine is so stinky. How could this happen? We were just hoping it would be good. Give us an oppo. Give us a value oppo to flip Nebula. Oh, I trashed. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, never mind. You already flipped. Okay, so we don't know what this is. If we would hit Wildcat Strike, I don't know if there's an option we feel less bad about. A lot of cards means we have a lot of them. Let's see what happens here. I'm assuming we'll get a lot of cards. Nice. Credits. I think we just played the control. Oh, no, we should probably run centrals, right? So we have to remove a tag so we don't get cooked by anything that cares about that. We can raindrops HQ. Yeah, it plays around Doomscroll, I guess. If we hit the strike fund, we're fine. With the click left, we could maybe do something. This is the sort of deck that's going to run Behold, though, and I'm going to tilt. I should play control. I'm not playing control. Nebula tilts me so bad. Running Hot Ritual, though? Holy crap, I haven't even considered that. I think we're going to go for the 50-50 next turn, and it's going to be amazing. Oh, wait, this might draw cards. Yeah, that's bad. We have no way of breaking with this. That's going to be a problem. We have no decoder, so this will just always give us a tag, and we hit a Behold here, and it'll be really bad. YDL. Okay, so we flipped. We'll remove a tag, and we'll chill. Now if we hit the Strike Fund, sorry, we play Running Hot, it hits the Steel Skin, then we draw with Ritual. We have 300 cards, triple advance, false lead. Great. Oh, we're having fun. Alex is down to 2 credits. This is for fun. Please don't hit the Ritual. That was the best hit. That was genuinely the best hit. Hey, Pink. Game 2. I wanted to do this for a bit. Ritual. To draw 5. They figured it out. They made better Diesel. They've done it. Cool. So I guess we just set up now. We don't want to play the Ghost Tongue. We can play the double Matryoshkas, which like against the VSA is kind of lousy. But we have 5 clicks and nothing. Whoa, the deck has I forgot we have a Mystic. And we have Breakers. This is Celebrate. This is good. So I think we're going to do the Sure Gamble first so we can do the Matryoshka. So we'll just do these 4 installs. So do Sure Gamble, Matryoshka, Mystic, which means we can draw once. Because I don't think we're going to face check here. We have no reason to. We can Sure Gamble, run Archives. If it's stinky, we're okay. Artisan can't really fire an Oppo. So I guess we do Mystic, run Archives, so we could charge this. I didn't see where the Sabo came from. Top of R&D, love it. We're looking for Spin Doctors. We're looking for a stinky in Archives. 2 petty cash out, though. That's good sabotage. So we planned this right. We can clear the tag, keep our Mystic alive and well. In theory, installing a Matryoshka here, we probably don't want to do. We probably just want to draw here because our hand has... Well, we do have Steel Skin. But I think we need to empty these out of our hand so we can play the Ghost Tongue for the 50-50. So I'll just install it. Going down to 4 sucks. Maybe Alex can do like predictive credit Oppo, but there was a false lead window there. Yeah, you're right. I didn't care about that. Like even 1%. Yeah, we just play through it quickly, which you're allowed to do legally if you play quickly through false lead. I mean, we had 6 cards in hand. Who cares? This seems kind of important. I'm assuming this will end the run, like be a ping. So if that's the case, we can install a Matryoshka on it, run it. We'll have 3 cards in hand, so we die to res ping end the line. There's no card that the corp is more happy to mill than petty cash. Yeah, like imagine milling petty cash, Oracle. Like that's absurd. Genuinely absurd. So we host this run. Yeah, we lose the ping on the spot. So I guess we don't do that. I'm trying to figure out if we hold Steel Skin for combo or not. But again, this is what we have to play around. If we ever take a tag with too few cards in hand on 6 credits, Alex can just end the game if we that's bad for us. And we have no like hot tag tech. The best thing we can do is just like keep on 6 cards in hand and keep a Steel Skin and just see if Alex has enough time to fast events out. We lost our 1 pinhole, so like in theory we could just face check here. If it's a ping, it's kind of lousy. I wonder if I don't think we keep this Steel Skin. We have 2 more Steel Skins in the deck, so we'll just play this. Okay. Just Chestushka is alive and well in the matchup. We can host another Matryoshka. We don't have much to do here. I'll draw and ask for action, like a nice guy action. Just trash Mystic? Wait, what? I think we have to play that Steel Skin because of Mystic being angry. She's not super angry. She was only at 2. We're asking. I didn't expect something there. I think we just do Matryoshka credit. Cool. I guess people are talking about it in the chat. Yeah, there was a thing at Worlds in which a sabotage trigger was missed by an opponent. I don't think it was anything intentional. It was more so that when this thing happens, somebody plays a finality, you have to announce the sabotage trigger and then the 4. And the 4 cards were accessed before the sabotage was confirmed. I don't think anyone's happy about it. I'm not 100% sure how the judges fixed it, but it was something that happened at Worlds, which like it's a bummer for sure. I do think you want to be careful in person to make sure your triggers go across. It's technically both players' responsibilities, but yeah, I would feel bad on any side of the table, but some people are memeing about that. But yeah, I don't think anyone's happy about it. Cool. So if this card's a Behold, we're in a bad spot. For the Spin Doctor that constricts our sabotage, we've seen 0 spins so far, but it's very likely for this to be a table Behold. And if we run it on any click, we're just cooked unless we have enough cards in hand. Because we could run it now, and then if we take 2 tags, we end up clearing 1 tag, then we float with 6 in hand, and then if they have Mindscaping at the end of the line, that doesn't end the game. So I think we're actually allowed to check it now. If we play Raindrops on it, that's also okay. It ends up on 5 cards in hand, which Mindscaping at the end of the line, we survive. I guess if this is a bite, it's pretty bad, but I'm assuming this is a table bite, Behold. Oh, spin, great. We're chasing it out. All right, so is end of line and predictive. That can't be too surprising. Nebula is not flipped. We're on healthy credits. We're not at, what's it called, threat 3, which is something we want to kind of dodge around. I'm wondering if we don't play the Ghost Tongue. 6 hand size is like kind of nice. We still have a Hippocampic somewhere. If we play Wildcat here, we'll probably get cards which we're not happy about. So maybe we play Ghost Tongue. I think we actually want to keep all of these cards. A bit more disruption might be okay on Nebula, but they have 7 cards in hand after resing a spin, so it seems like a bad turn to do this. So we could draw and host another Matryoshka and hope that's good enough. It's not super necessary, but otherwise we're clicking for a credit, so I guess we'll do it. But I don't want to sabotage when they have 7 cards in hand. To clear this up, I played davz in the cut. He played finality and we did the core. Neither I nor the 2 judges watching the game heard davz say sabotage, and both davz and I missed the trigger. Neither judge saw the missed trigger, and we went through for the full finality run. Yeah, that happened. It was also like the top cut. So there was judges watching, like players are tired. They're like very focused, but yeah, it happens. Feels bad. I don't think any player wanted that to happen. Overinstall. But yeah, like I've been on both sides of that before. It's not great. Okay, so 17 credits. Nebula flipped because we played a big YDL because we had 8 cards in hand. So we can run HQ and flip with the Chestushka. The problem is if VSA fires and we hit something that gives us a tag, like a Behold, then we're cooked. The worst case scenario, the card on the table is the false lead, I'm guessing. If it is a false lead, I don't think we can run this successfully, because if we steal the false lead, we'll be on threat 3. But once 2 false leads get through, it's like, why are we playing Netrunner? All we have to do is basically keep enough cards in hand and keep Steel Skins. It's like such a bummer. But I think we'll just do the cheap Chestushka as much as we can run archives. God, I hate false lead. All right, we can't break this, so we won't. Well, we can. We still have problems, and it costs a credit to break. Fingers crossed for false leading game ban. I'll be really happy. Why are you playing Netrunner? This is just the worst. Just the worst. If we hit a Behold here, we lose the game. So like, well, maybe that's an overstatement, but we probably lose the game. All right, we lose credit, take a tag. Chastushka. Oh wait, we're not accessing. We can't hit a behold. Never mind, we're great. 1 from HQ, 3 from R&D. Okay, we have a tag. We have to remove the tag. I'm gonna ask for action. Unlikely this action window will matter, but we should be nice about it. If we hit Wildcat here, there's a chance. We probably should wait for Mystic. I think we want to get as close to game point as possible and then just finality and then run archives to win. So we'll draw up. Okay, so our turn that we want to set up, on the final turn, we'll do Chastushka, finality, run archives. And so if things get really bad, this is our win con. Let's see how bad it gets. We hold genuinely my least favorite card in the game. Yeah, I really don't like it. Responding to... Oh, that was a different story I've heard. Bloody hell, was there more than one Sabo missed? I don't think so. Appreciate it. It feels a bit shitty to read people implying bad faith. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I have no belief that this is a bad faith thing. Like, this just happens. And I know it's a bit of a meme, but like, yeah, that sort of stuff happens, unfortunately. Nobody wants it to happen. The context I was told was banter and was half joking. Yeah. Okay. I think we can open with the Wildcat Strike. If we get cards, we're happy. If we get credits, we're happy. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming this is a Vlad grid setup, so you might be able to fast advance even bigger cards. It also could be an upgrade on top of a Spin Doctor. You can install an upgrade and trash a Regolith on JNet in a convincing way, I've been told. Cool, we get credits. That doesn't actually really matter, I realize in hindsight, but we don't want to draw up and then play the Wildcat, I don't think. We can install another Marrow. It's technically allowed. Man, False Lead is so cool. I think we'll just credit throughout the Marrow. Actually, maybe keeping the Marrow is right, because it's one of our only disruption tools that doesn't require interaction. I could see it actually being correct. Okay, second False Lead, game's cooked. Andre treating Ghost Tongue like a red DZ. Well, I want to keep her hand size up. I think the big threshold for hand size at this point is now 7. But the more hand size we have, the more important it is. Because, okay, no, hold on. The big hand size thresholds are 8 and 7. Mindscaping End of Line is 8. Anything else is less. So I don't think you play this. Maybe you do, and you're just on a disruption angle will hopefully like do enough damage that Alex can win on points. But like, it's not actually worth anything. The credits don't matter. It's just -1 permanent hand size and sabotage 2, which kind of matters. This wasn't fired. It could be honestly anything. I think a Holloman would have been rezzed. So it's likely, I don't know. The one from the core set that gives 2 tags. Yeah, run archives, lose the game. I don't think we do. I think we wait until things are uncomfortable. Then we do Chastushka, finality, run archives, lose the game. But there's actually a chance that we have to do like Chastushka credit, finality, run archives, just so that they can't stop the turn. I'm going to say action, Lamau. What am I saying is ban Esâ because nobody catches the trigger? No, not at all. Cool. I mean, I guess we play this. I think we're just going to get the credits though, so it doesn't actually matter in the context of the game. Come on. You love tempo. Tempo, 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 tempo. I think we'll just play it. I don't think this actually matters. I think if it's Chast, it's always Chast remove tag. Oh yeah, 100%. It's Chast remove tag. I forgot we're going to float a tag. Actually, no, we can float a tag because a single tag only does 5 damage. We're allowed to float a tag. I think we actually do float a tag on that turn. Yeah, 6 credits. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Draw. This doesn't matter. Draw. Also doesn't matter. I think the only other card that matters is a second copy of Finality. So we can do Chastushka Finality. Oh no, the second Finality doesn't matter in that context. We can't play the Ghost Tongue because if it hits these, we lose the game. So I think our play is like run the remote. Oh no, but then if we get a tag on the remote run, we're cooked too. Yeah, credits don't matter. We just draw and discard. Are you out of Steel Skins? No, we have 2 more. We've only played 1. So that's pretty good. If we draw a Steel Skin, that opens up a lot of possibility. Install Advance. Okay, so assumingly that's the next big thing. It could be the 3-2 that we don't know the text on. I don't think we have to go off now. If Alex just scores that out, I think it's fine. It's another Marrow trigger. If we run it, we lose the game. If this gets scored or stolen, no matter what, we're on threat 3. So I think we need to let Alex score it. So I think we just keep drawing until we get, like, I don't even know what we're looking for here. Well, that may be that. Maybe we're at the point that we don't survive, that we just play the running hot and hope it doesn't hit the finality of Chestushka. I could see that being correct. Yeah, I'm going to go do this. That's fine. This is the turn I would chast. I don't think we do. I think we wait. Because we can chast click 2. Maybe. With 5 clicks. Wait, actually running hot was really good in the matchup. It won't matter on the turn, but this is actually a good card to hold for the turn. Like we could Chestushka now and then... Oh no, technically you can double false lead us, which is really funny. So I think we Nuka then Chestushka. But then I think Alex doesn't score, just put the Spin Doctored back. So I think that's probably pretty bad. When are you going to get a better chance than 5 clicks? It's actually not good to do it now. Because the 5 clicks doesn't really matter. We can't see that many more cards. Unless we just say like Chestushka, Finality, Run Archives, Run HQ, Run HQ, Run HQ, float all the tags in the world. I think we're better off just holding 2 Steel Skins. That's not it. I think we just draw again. Okay, that's better. Cup is really good because we can run Archives and Cup a Fast Advance card. Just run the remote. Nah, then we get Oppoed, we lose the game. Like we steal this, we end up with some amount of tags. Alex has enough credits to Oppo us, we have no more turn. If we don't have at least 1.5 Steel Skins, we lose. So we can't do that. Should have asked for action. Force us to discard 5 cards. Kind of funny. So we need Finality, Chestushka, Ghost Tongue. Sorry, we need Finality, Chestushka, Steel Skin. Drake Fund probably doesn't matter. So what are we doing our last click? I think we just install Nuka. We only have 9 cards left. Yeah. So we'll throw out Marrow, Ghost Tongue, Matryoshka, Ghost Tongue. Actually, maybe Strike Fund was worse than keeping a Ghost Tongue. And the line's in the bin? No, it shuffled back. Spin Doctor shuffled back, end of line, and a face down. All right, next big thing. This is the turn. So we have to win this turn. Hope for the best. Because next turn, you can fast advance. One of the options is that we just run Archives and we cup. Hopefully there's only 1 petty cash in there. If there's 2 petty cash, we're cooked. But I think we just go for it now. Oh, the issue is we're going to have no cards in hand because we play all these damn cards. Thinking. So at a minimum, we have to run Archives to unflip. Alex probably isn't on Nano Management. So if we run Archives, we can see what happens. Run HQ, cup, end of line. Less likely. I think we want to cup the... maybe. Maybe we cup end of line. It's a 1 in 3. I was thinking that we cup... Alex might not even have it. You can't run HQ without losing your turn? Yeah, we can run HQ first click. We can run HQ's first click, get an access. Then we immediately have to clear the tag. Then we could do Finality, then we could run Archives. If you're running HQ, he's not petty caching. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think we go for it. I think we run HQ, clear the tag. Because Chestushka probably doesn't matter. This actually does... Maybe this does matter. I mean, still thinking. So if we don't run Centrals or we don't steal a cup every single petty cash, we lose the game. Probably. It means that Alex has to have a 3-2 in hand, which is unlikely. Chestushka prevents Behold and Flip. Yeah, but I think I'm more worried about the end of line being in hand. Like if we get the end of line and flip, we no longer worry about the matchup. Because the issue is we're going to do Chestushka Finality. If the Finality hits the Steel Skin, we're kind of upset. But like our line is Chestushka, Finality, run Archives. We have to clear a tag, and then we're left here with Oppo in hand. Like maybe we have to just like steal an Oppo. Like maybe Chestushka's not it. I think we have to either touch an Oppo or we have to touch an end of line. No, Oppo only is if we steal or trash. So Chestushka, well, running Archives is gonna be a problem. And Six had tell me you had to win last turn. I don't know. Maybe we could have sent it and done all the damage on the same turn that we ran the remote. Maybe you're right. Oh, but also we have next big thing. So it's like really easy for Alex to find an Oppo or find end of line. So maybe we just need to maximize accesses. Do you think there are points in HQ? I think there's a possibility. Because the other options we can run Archive, steal Cup, and then see all of HQ. That's another way. Ah, this is a hard turn. It's probably the last turn, but it's a hard turn. So the question is whether we cup HQ, whether we cup archives, whether we Chistushka, whether we go for an access. The most cards we can see is Chistushka, clear tag, finality, run archives. The question is, does Alex not have a spin doctor? Because if Alex had a spin doctor, I think Alex would have put the spin doctor on the table and not scored the next big thing. So that makes me think archives is less good, but could also just not have any spin doctors, could have milled them or not drawn them. So that makes the archives run less good, but that's probably the only way we win. We can also just Chistushka for the flip and clear the tag. That just flips Nebula without turning on Oppo. Wait, yeah, why don't we do that? Yeah, this is way better. We'll see what happens in this, but like this is a way to flip Nebula without touching a card, which is kind of ideal. Too much thinking, ugh. I think we want multiple steel skins in our hand for the like turn that we go off. The issue is if we don't capitalize on archives, the spin doctor comes down and undoes most of what we're doing here. But we have to snap clear tag here. Doesn't this lose to mind end the line? No, we're going to clear the tag. And 25% of the time we don't die, but we'll clear the tag because you can't false lead us on click 3 effectively or super effectively. Because we can't be oppoed if we don't touch an agenda, right? Oh, Alex is thinking about it. That's sick. We like that. That's good for us. When your opponent's thinking, that's good. So you have no R&D going to be pain? Oh, we just break it with Matryoshka or break as much as we can. So it's 1 from HQ, 3 from R&D. We'll remove tag, ask for action. So 3 unknowns in the bin. No action. Okay, so we turned off Nebula. Maybe this is the turn we do nothing. Yeah, which wolf are we hitching our sled to? There's Finality, Run Archives wolf. Or there's a like Nuka and Chill wolf. Strike Fund and then Ashen? I don't think we want Ashen. We want the Finality. We want the Steel Skin in hand. You know the one? It's meant to be a control deck. I don't think I'm allowed to do it. But Finality is pretty good. 13 unknowns in bin, to some extent. It's fewer than 13 because some of them were trash from HQ, which like makes them kind of dodgy. Like they're either oracles or they're garbage. All right, Wolf 2. This is for y'all chat. Hit the Strike Fund, gain 2, draw a card, Ghost Tongue, fine. We want content. I mean, content we will all get. We're all getting content. Don't show me a Satyevna. Don't show me a ping. Satyevna. Oh, we got 2 credits. We're winning. So we can only break one of these subroutines. I think if we do 2 net damage, it doesn't change anything. It could hit the Steel Skin, which draws into another Steel Skin. Give the runner 1 tag. That matters because it could matter. So everyone's an upgrade? Yeah, we know it's an upgrade. Run Archives Finality? No, I think we want to do the other order. Break the tag. The tag is probably it. I think the corporation drawing cards, like they already have next big thing. Hold on. Oh, I added strength for no reason. So we can only break one of these subroutines. So net damage, I don't think we care about. Drawing cards doesn't matter. Tag might matter because then we can't safely like run archives. I guess if we run archives, we win anyways. Yeah, we'll break the tag. Hopefully it hits the Steel Skin. Like we die anyways to combo. You don't steal here, you're fine. I mean, draw another Steel Skin. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, drew 2. Why did we break the tag? So we're not going to trash this so that we don't turn on. No, we're still cooked. We might as well trash this. Like we're going to have 2 tags anyways. We might as well trash this. I hate this card. Okay, if we don't trash it, we don't turn on Appa, but we already have 2 tags. We float 1 tag, we're usually dead to next big thing, drawing end of line or whatever. Katurga Archives for Steelkin? Oh, we could, but Steelskin doesn't actually matter because we died a single end of line now. It was a cool play. But yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's a dead draw, never trash it. Yeah, that's a bigger reason, is that it doesn't do anything if it's drawn. Anyways, this we trash. I don't think we want recursion if we don't die this turn. Because if this is drawn with next big thing, it's technically like drawing 2 cards for a click. It's a bit. I'll trash it. Oh. I misclicked. I saw 0. Host this? Yeah, I consider us hosting this. This is a problem. Maybe we don't host this, and maybe we just run HQ and try and host the end of line. This is a card down. Like if they draw with next big thing, maybe the next big thing into predictive. Maybe. But if they don't draw this, they draw the card behind it. So it's only like a click for 2 card draw if they're looking for an answer. I don't think we host this. I think we need to host the end of line to have a chance. That's my guess. Can they play this? Yeah, this we have to trash. So they're probably only on one end of line. I think we have to trash this. Because if they do next big thing into the pivot, they can play the pivot, we die. That makes it simple. Yeah, that one has to go. All right, thank you. So either we run HQ and try and get the end of line, which is a 1 in 4, or we run archives and have a chance of winning the game. Good game, y'all. Wait, the end of line's in there. What's their influence? Are we okay? I think we just hold on to this with our life. Right? Like they're on pivot, which is 2 influence. End of line is 4 influence. That's all the influence we've seen? There's more than one end of line. Yeah, but like imagine this is the only one. It's ours. We're going to die holding it. This is for Sundog. They know what they did. Most kill decks have 2x and a pivot? Yeah. Yeah. They only on one end of line. We died to double mindscaping. AGG. So we had to steal one of the mindscapings from HQ. Only one end of line. I think they're only on one if they're playing pivot. That's my guess. Imagine we played this game with any expression of skill. For what it's worth, I do think we play with an expression of skill, but I do think false lead is just the worst. Like you are just combo off. You have 1 turn to play the game of Netrunner. It's just the worst. Okay, so they do have 2. God, nice. Yeah, if we ran HQ and stole a mindscaping, we would have survived that turn. But regardless, we can just get oppoed and we'll never clear the tags. So chat for Sundog. How's it going, John? Thanks for the game. I was so convinced you were going to show off FA combo Nebula. That running Arcus on 3rd one was so not a problem. Oh man. There's a 3-2 and last false lead in hand. Oh, yo, Alex, how's it going? Okay. Yeah, not much we can do about that. If we just chest Dushka and did nothing, I think we don't lose, right? Like, we don't lose that turn. I think that was probably the play. It's just Dushka to flip Nebula and clear tag and chill. Like, we did, for what it's worth, we did Wolf 2 there, and it might not have been correct. It might not have been correct to Wolf 2. I think we probably should have just Dushka and chilled. Because then we can't get oppoed. I guess Alex then has to put something in the remote server, and then we have to, like, consider running it or not. And then we lose the game next turn. Yeah, you put the 3-2 in the remote. That's what I reckon. But then maybe we run it on click 1 because we have 2 dolls and then we pop off the rest of the turn. I think we still only get to 6 points. If we took the next big thing, we would have stole tomorrow to win on that turn. What do you mean? 2 pings and a maze? Okay, that's fine. Like if we steal an agenda, we might as well take all the tags in the world. I think on Serevna, we should not have... What happens if you don't draw 2 cards? How much of a difference? They're random, so it actually doesn't really matter. But I think we should have... broke the net damage. Because if we break the net damage, we're better off against double mindscaping. Maybe that's a bit of a result-oriented thing. Because if this steel skin drew another steel skin, no, we still die. It doesn't matter. Cup beats a maze, so you're fine after since you can sweep HQ. Yeah, but we take 2 pings. I think we're still cooked. I drew one of those mindscapings and a false lead. Okay, so it didn't matter. It's random cards. We lost to Behold. Yes, we hard lost to Behold. I know you bring that up because you love it, but yeah, we lost because we touched Behold. I do not get this. Like, Snare does not have a direct win condition attached to it. Behold kind of does. It seems like Snare should because you have fewer cards in hand and a tag. But there's like very few turns in which touching Behold doesn't lose you the game. I do not understand this card. Adding Snare for tags gets me. gets me really, really bad. Like if you don't run on click 1, you generally lose the game. If you click on run and click 2, yeah, it's just the worst. Like if you hit, anyways, oh, never mind. I'm good game, Alex. Actually, good game. We had a chance there. That was more fun than I thought it'd be. But I did not see the play coming. Snare, you need both sides to be threatening. Yeah, Snare asks a question. Are you going to respect the tags or are you going to respect the hand size? And that's sometimes a fun question. Behold is just like, nah. Okay, so I'm assuming this is Scrops, which I haven't seen before. I don't think Esâ has a good matchup into this, so that's not great. This is the combo deck. It's posted on NetRunnerDB that just wants to score out, what's it called? A big old Basalt Spire as soon as possible, and that's really bad for us. We don't have the tools to interact with it because we're not good at breaking an ice quickly. So I would say we're at a pretty bad chance of winning this. I think this deck is probably very interesting. I haven't played it yet, but like we can't break any of these in the early game. We can't break Stavka almost at all functionally. And the deck does this combo thing. I just wanted to check if there's on any SDSs. They're not. So maybe we can just overwhelm with accesses quickly. But we struggle to have the tools to interact with this. So I think this is meant to be a terrible matchup. Let's give it a shot. I don't think S is bad into Scrobs. You just sabotage all the one-up tech pieces. Is that all it takes? Is like just max sabotage? Dwight, how's it going? Maybe I'm being negative about this. I just don't know how we get through the ice. Almo. I don't want Hippocamping. I don't want Ashen. Just Tushka's fine. Nuke is good, but we've always had a nuke in our opening hand. Besides this one, but Pinhole's good, I guess. We want to deal with the Antilles. We have double finality. How bad could it get? Raindrops is also really good because if they resonant envelopment or something like that. So I think we're just gonna Raindrops and then Pinhole. Yep. So Resident Envelopment will draw 15 cards. Fake window, real window, Maskarovka. Okay, you get money, I get money. We're all good friends. I think we just Pinhole this. I'm hoping one of. I knew it. Lamau. Yeah, so this brings on the Anthill, and then the whole game is oh, Rego. Maybe that's even better for us. Okay. Copying the Nano Management is probably the best hit, but now Meteor has a Maskarovka server, but no money. This card's so good because it comes a one coster. We have an econ issue, so if we play Wildcat Strike, I don't think we're getting card draw. I mean credits. I think we're gonna get card draw from it, which we don't want. Yellow swag? Oh, that sucks. But okay, good. Raindrops and Envelopment draws one card. Oh my god, you're right. Fly Swatter, Kessleroid, Extract, Measured. Good. Cup Run HQ easy. It might be the play. I think we're playing around Afshar or another mask. Yeah, I guess you only draw one card. You're right. Feels like it would be good. This is Control Esâ. I mean, look at our hand. Oh, where was the sabotage from? I didn't even check. We probably should be checking more consistently. 2 from R&D. So running archives also was something there. We probably should run archives, not click for a credit. I regret what we've done. We hit the Wildcat Strike. There's no shot we're not getting the cards. So I don't think we're allowed to do it. We definitely need to draw into one of our hardware pieces. What do we do here? Did we play into a spot where Wildcat's that bad? Maybe we did. Maybe playing Finality was bad. Because when we play Wildcat on click 1 with a full hand, they probably give us credits. If we're on like 5 credits. I think we do credit Wildcat. And if we draw 4 cards, I think we can discard some of them. What else are we doing? We have to discard 2 here. What was the draw? Install. So white's Fly Swatter, Kessleroid will draw. The top of the deck is Extract. So Maskarovka could go. This is a problem. We need to get our money up for the Matryoshkas to do anything. I really don't like this. Feels bad. This feels really, really quite bad. We could pressure HQ, force a res. If anything is res, functionally we can't res Antil, which is what we lose to. So maybe we just poke archives. If it's a Kessleroid or a Fly Swatter, we're happy. It turns on the Extract though, but then Meteor has to click for the Extract. So maybe we do archives HQ and then just discard some garbage. I don't know what we're discarding here. I feel like we just have to like flail around to get some pressure. This could be a preemptive ice. If there's agendas in here, you might just res it. Okay, happy. So now we can run HQ with no punishment and throw out like 2 wildcats, I guess. Losing the cup really sucks because that's the only way we can interact with Nano. Okay, so card goes back. Measured is coming up. Extract MR. We're not on threat 4, so we're fine. So unknown card went back to hand. But we took a Basalt, which is actually really important for the matchup as a whole. So I think we're going to slow down a bit. I think we did good pressure there. Extract is on top of the deck, unknown in hand. Oh, wall to wall. Ah, that's good. You can res that, and you can extract that for a Spin Doctor. Let's see where we go from here. So we drew 2 cards, extract and MRs in hand. We extract, go get a Spin Doctor. Cool. And now we have to watch out. The next agenda we steal, we're in a bad spot. So the question is, can you set up the other Basalt for whatever the fast advance combo is? I think we take a turn off here. I think we have to contest the Spin Doctors though, because otherwise all the slash and burns are a problem for us. So we're going to run this first click before we just click for credits. We definitely want a Marrow. Yeah, I think we just can't let free slash and burns go through. So if this gets given to us, that's fine. We'll just click for credits anyways. And we don't turn on measured because we're not on threat. Nice. Forced it out. Good. Regolith 1 unknown. So it looks like all the sabotages were valuable cards. I think we just click 3. Then we can do Sure Gamble Steel Skin and go from there. Anthill, okay. This thing is a problem because it comes a 2-coster. The wall-to-wall card doesn't have to be an advanceable ice, so we don't actually get a read on what this advancement goes on. I don't know what the combo is. I think we have to disrupt HQ because the combo involves usually a nano management, but slash and burn is the one we can interact with. So I want to get 2 dolls run HQ. If Stofka blows our dolls up, that's fine. We no longer will need dolls to run HQ. But this deck doesn't have any hammers or any hard threats. Winchester HQ would actually be kind of bad. That thing's really expensive for dolls. At least we'll only have to break 2 of the subs. We always can just send a finality too, but we have to watch out because we'll be on 3 hand size and we die to single measured once we steal an agenda, go to threat. This could be Wage Workers or Bass. I think both of those are big problems. Actually, this Anthill consistently becomes something. It becomes a combo piece. So I think you can score a Basalt from hand next turn. If you do like Anthill into Wage Workers, you do triple advance into slash and burn from hand. So the combo could be online as soon as next turn. As soon as this Basalt is scored, like Esâ functionally does not have text. Or at least like half text. So we can consider face checking this. We're pretty sure it's a white space, or sorry, a fly swatter. That'll just end the run. We could pressure HQ to get the agenda, but then we die to measured. I think we just have to like find a Marrow. All right, we could Ghost Tongue. Ooh, Begamut's good. Begamut rundown Anthill is pretty good actually. This drops us down to 3 credits. We run a Massacre up here for 1 credit. We run Anthill for 1 credit. We're bankrupt again, but boy, is that important we trash the Anthill. Lost the finality. Just finality and steal 2? I mean, it's a possibility. We'll see where these Sabo come from, but I'll take down the Anthill for 2 credits. It denies the op trigger, which is so important. 2 from R&D. I don't know how we get out of this hole, but we'll figure it out together. We now run Archives for a credit as well. So your ice does not matter. We have to watch out for Stofka. We're on 3 hand size, so as soon as we're on threat 4, we're cooked. But that comes down. Yo, Gotham, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I think Ghost Tongue is probably not sustainable on 3 hand size. I think we need to find a Marrow or we lose. Maybe that's wrong because we are pressuring Archives. I mean, Mystic we probably can't play, but we still have a lot of events in the deck. We have Raindropses, we have Sure Gambles, we have 1 Wildcat. Actually, maybe it's the Mystic. Because this is Mystic with upside. 3 hand size and 2 hand size doesn't make a difference. We died a single measured. All right, wall to wall. Okay, so there was no table that we had to worry about. I think if this deck doesn't draw Basalt, like I don't actually know what it does. We're also now contesting Archives for 1 credit. So we'll see if Meteor reinforces that or just like extracts to a different ice. I think you need a second ice here. Or you can just say you're going to die to measured, which we have to watch out. If we steal an agenda, we lose the game. So I think we're at that point. We just don't steal an agenda. We find a Marrow. We do Nuka draw. We can't afford anything. This deck doesn't have a virus, right? I think it spent. Oh no, it has 1. That's fun. Is the F from hand kind of annoying right now? Yeah, it kind of is. I'd be surprised the deck's only on 2. I don't know if you tempo slash out an SZF. Do we do Fermenter credit? Relying on a Fermenter is so hard in this matchup. Nuke is also really hard for above the law. A Marrow would be so good here. Maybe we do Nuke a credit and just hope there's no above the law. If there's an above the law, we lose. But I think we need more card draw here. There's a variant that runs powers instead of a virus. Oh, interesting. Table Anthill. I wonder if that'll get extracted because we should run it down, but server 1 and 5 are not resable. Above the law? No. No! We had to play around something. I was hoping it's not the one of, but sometimes it just do be like that. And we didn't get a Marrow before this fires, but our whole turn was either Fermenter or a Nuka. We went for Nuka just so we'll have more cards, or sorry, credits when we draw cards. We have to take down the Anthill 100%. Okay. That's good. This could be a Spin Doctor. I think it makes a fair amount of sense this is a Spin Doctor. So we're going to run the Spin Doctor first, and then we're going to run the Anthill, and then we'll install the oh, we won't have credits. That's fine. If this is an agenda, I guess we die. Fin Nuke. But this looks like a spin, especially because of the consideration of the other spin. If it's an agenda, I guess we lose. Oh, it's a Bass. Okay, that's a problem. So now we have to take down the Anthill. Okay, so we either install the Fermenter to click for 4 next turn. So we spent 2 clicks for 3 credits. It's slightly better than our current board state. But Bass, we need to get down. Be really good. You actually just want to hold on to the combo pieces and never let go. But Meteor can win probably if the combo is alive in hand in 2 turns, where you just like Bass score out the, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to Bass score out the, what's it called? The Basalt. And then when the Basalt is on the table, you don't care about using Slash and Burns. Let's see if we just Tempo Bass. Actually, Tempo Bass is kind of sick, isn't it? But this should be like Advance Slash. Is it Advanced Double Slash? Did we not put enough pressure on HQ? Oh, Slash for SZF. Oh, cool. I guess we just die. So we had to trash Bass and the other thing. Because we can score it to get the threat with a thing left. It was a trap. Yeah, so we die. We take 4 meat damage. Beans. Good game. I think we had to get the Marrow down for that combo, but we knew the MR was in hand. Naked Anthill bait works a lot. Yeah, I've never seen that line. I was really happy on thread 2. Yeah, so the SZF text actually didn't matter. It was just you had to score out any agenda there. So SZF is just the 3-2 that you can do. So it's just a race to threat. Neat. We were really struggling there. I think we might have misplayed the first turn. I think the finale was almost not it. Maybe we'd feel better if we got points. But yeah, the fact that you can fast advance out and then get the threat and still have a click left is really, really scary. I'm pretty sure if we don't run the Anthill, though, we still have a problem. But maybe actually once we saw the Bass, we can just let the Anthill go. Because I think the thing that we're worried about the Anthill getting is probably the Bass. Wait, no, Anthill is a 3. No, because then you get Wage Workers. And then you can do Bass Wage Workers into a 5-3. Yeah, that's also probably not easy. There's a Basalt in the bin? Yeah, cool. We can't really run that. If we touch the Basalt, we die to Measured. Yeah, we just don't have any money. The Nuka turn was really bad. I think it was either we played the Fermenter or we played the Nuka just so next turn we can recover. We went for the Nuka, hoping that we play around the 1 of 3 too, but like sometimes you have it, that's for sure. But maybe it was actually better to play around the Fermenter because having 8 credits unlocks way more breathing room in this matchup. You have to trash the Bass? Oh yeah, for sure, but we didn't have money. I thought we were running a Spin Doctor. I was like really confident that was a Spin Doctor rundown. You can always do Bass Wage Workers. Yes. Yeah, you're right. So I guess if we trash that, we might as well do the other. The thing is, if they, yeah, because no matter what, Op will only fire once there. You drew your 1 of 2? Yeah, I don't know if trashing the Regolith was that important. I was like more convinced that there was an Anthill in the remote server, and that would have been better for me. Yeah, weird. I don't think that matchup is really good for us at all. Because I don't think we can deal with 1 ice fast enough in a way that you can present problems fast enough. And we, like, that was one of the things davz talked about, that like that deck does not have money. And maybe it's actually the similar thing too. Maybe not. But more so the Vampire deck doesn't have money. So the Vampire deck cannot pay for Measureds. And presenting Measureds like that aggressively, where if we touch another agenda, we lose the game. Especially if it's a Basalt, we really lose the game. That's really, really hard. Like we really need a what's it called? A Fermenter ticking for that. All right, let's run it back. I still don't get the Hippocampic. I really don't get the Hippocampic. Essa struggles with trashing assets, a measure versus the deck that domes itself as harsh. Yeah. I don't think that's a good matchup for us. Doesn't the Vampire deck just hunt MR from HQ? Maybe, but I think you can present more problems horizontally. Like, I don't know if that deck actually has enough money to trash the MRs. Like, if you put it behind a Winchester, what are you doing? Hippo's probably for Ayuko. I'm still surprised. I'd be really surprised. Hey, it's Lady Duckland. Yo, what's good? Oh, well, hey, we'll find out. What's good? Lady Duckland does want us dead very consistently. Luckily, we have Mystic, we have Marrow, we have Ritual even. This seems like good. She kept. I think we're going to see how far $5 gets you, but this is a matchup where we're just going to tank the enemies. Yeah, it doesn't matter that much if you score Basalt. Thanks, you too. All right, Ice Server, Unice Silver. We're looking at usually Cohort, Bladderwort on the table. We can choose to deal with their stuff. We're not really teched for assets. So I think we could just do Mystic Marrow. If we play Wildcat, we'll probably get credits, which is not great. Well, let's see what happens here. Hit the Ritual, that's fine. I think we'll deal with one of these cards. I think we'll deal with the Bladderwort card. It was 2 from HQ. Sabotage gives you counters. I think Bowsley missed that in one of the games. But yeah, Sabotage from HQ gives you Ayuko counters. It's kind of weird. And right now, yeah, she can like throw out a Fuji and Regenesis on turn 1. It's really funny. I guess we do credit, run server 1. On 3 cards and hit on 5 credits, there's some way we're dead. It involves a Reaper function or this to be a table bite. Yeah, it is a Reaper function. I'm glad we checked it at least. But yeah, Duckland loves Reaper function. Yeah, Ayuko trigger. Server 2 wasn't rezzed, so it's not a cohort. Maybe it's a safety spin. We're looking at upgrades. I don't know. I don't know what upgrades are, but I'm scared. Okay, we're never going to play the Strike Fund, really. Cup is good. Having cards in hand is probably good. I think we just draw and click for credit. Yeah. At some point, we'll play the Strike Fund, but it won't be this turn. Overseer Matrix. Yeah, Mitra is the most likely. I think Mitra is really scary because we can face check into every size and ton in the game. There's the FUT. Okay, so we have 1 pinhole. She's on 4 credits. So we can probably just run FUT down. I think we just play the Strike Fund for 3 and run FUT and see what happens. If it's a tattoo, she doesn't have money. If it's the other one, we're okay. We could also cup the FUT, but cupping the FUT is paying 2 credits instead of paying 3 credits, but it costs clicks. Like, I don't understand that fully. I think the cup is probably good in the matchup. Let's see if she reses something. It's a Samak. Okay, so we can choose to take 3 damage. That's us suffering damage, not dealing damage. I think taking the FUT down here, the only other way is the pinhole threading. We could install the Begamut actually and run this back. Yeah, actually, Begamut's really good. I think we should do Begamut, run it back. We lost the cup. Okay, good. We don't have to worry about that part of our life. Oh, wait, where did our money go? Why did we install this? Oh, no, we'll give Ayuko counters away. Where's our money? How trash? I don't know. I got carried away. We can't Wildcat Strike. We'll definitely get cards. So I think we're just going to click for the credit so we can sure gamble next turn. Just shut up. Ayuko fires. At least there's no Regenesis credits. Kind of wild that Sabo gives Ayuko counters, but Smack doesn't. Yeah, well, because we forced the Corp to sabotage. It's just very clearly like the wording on it. I'm not saying it makes sense, but it's the same way also like Phoenix causes Ayuko to counters to happen. It's like, it just feels bad. All right, credit gamble. We can run the server down and draw. I think we might as well draw first. We, in theory, could draw raindrops. Do we Katurga for a Steel Skin? No, not an option. And we'll wait for the Mystic. So we'll run down server 4. This looks like an Genesis. I guess Lady Duckland could do Regenesis. So maybe we should have instead of drawn run Archives, but I see this being a Regenesis setup, and at least with FUT, we knock out damage. If we run Archives, though, if it's a Fuji, we die. So the only thing we can do here is FUT. But I think it's very likely that Duckland's on game point next turn, but at least she'll have no credits. I miss Phoenix. I don't think I ever got to that point. It never felt consistent enough to feel good about it. But I think it'd be cool if Phoenix does exist in the meta. All right, Good, no Regenesis. We should check archive sooner than later. All right. If we play Wildcat Strike, I think she gives us credits. There's no way she gives us card draw. I don't think it's really important. Meanwhile, Nuvang says on your turn, so Sabotage doesn't give them 2 credits. Yeah, I think they did that intentionally. I don't know why. Does Marrow trigger Nuvang? No. I forget. Nuvang is worded in a way that Esâ doesn't interact with it. So if we run Archives, the most damage we could take is 4. I'm going to run Archives. I don't think I like these cards. Only Sabo on a corpse turn, so only Marrow fires. Right. Okay, it's a Spin Doctor that was iced on an upgrade. So 2 new cards in hand, 2 shuffled back, 2 face downs, Breach Server. Regenesis is in the bin, so we have to be very careful that we don't sabotage on last click, which is a bad thing to do anyways, because then she can put points in the bin. So I think a Fuji went back. 1 Moonpool out, 1 Bladderwort out on 5 credits. Steelskins in hand would give us a lot of safety because she is on Reaper function stuff. We could check server 3 here. I don't think we need to. We can run HQ, but then a bite is bad. I think this pinhole is really valuable. I think we just keep a healthy hand. Second Marrow. I like Nuvang in concept, but not really how I played. I liked it more in 2025 than ever, but it doesn't feel perfect. Discarding cards is not awful. Like, we're not going to get ground down. We could draw once more. I think I'm just going to click for a credit. I think next turn when we Wildcat, we probably just click for 6. So that's probably all the money we'll need for a minute. I don't want to face check last click. We just need to make sure we're not sabotaging. So, like, playing around Regenesis is the entirety of this game. Because as long as we have enough cards in hand, she can't win unless it's Regenesis for points. I don't know what this upgrade is, but boy, do I not want to touch it. Maybe we have to do double Matryoshka so we don't just eat it to Sai Santan. She knows we can check this for a credit. Let's just start here. Daniela? It could be Daniela. That's like kind of cooking. Andre Balding over Nuvang triggers. Sometimes they're good. Table Bite is not really affordable, so we'll check this. This could be a Powers or a Moonpool. We need to deal with them. This also could just be traps. Like, it could be Moonpool to set up a big old thing we die to, which, like, that's fun. Can't really play around that. Oh, it's a Mav. We'll trash that. It barely matters for a deck. I think we're going to check server 5 anyways. I really don't want to deal with the upgrade. I think we'll check server 5. If it's an enemy, we lose 3 cards. That's kind of scary. We drop once. I don't think we have to check this. I don't think we have to check it. It could be like a Moonpool setup. Like, she can set up her own Moonpool Regenesis. If that's the case, we should run HQ. Because if we knock out one of the agendas from hand, the combo doesn't work. Samak, okay. So that's not hitting the table. And we have to just draw last click. That's not great. Want to pinhole server 2? I don't want to pinhole until we find out what it is. Like, pinholing the upgrade, maybe. But next turn, we'll just run it. I'm assuming the upgrade can't be that bad. Could have res map for an Ayuko counter for 3 credits? It's a FUD. All right, install then, last click draw. So we're assuming this is an enemy. I think we just like pinhole the FUD. It's free. Then we can run archives. Then we can run cohort. What's the order here? If you can pinhole any server that's open, pinhole HQ, because it turns off digital rights management. There's no reason not to do that. Worth waiting on FUT at a high counter? I don't know. 5 could be an agenda. I don't think it is. Maybe you're right. We should wait a bit. We have 5 cards in hand, no steel skins. Do we check server 2? What could the upgrade possibly be? Yeah, Angelique maybe makes sense. Maybe we just like do our due diligence and like check archives. Now I want cohort not to exist. Maybe we have to do double Matryoshka because this could easily be the thing that does a lot of damage. Why did you tell me that? I don't want that in my head. Wait, I forgot what I told you. I already forgot what I told you. I probably said something really... I didn't think of it. You're right. People are on it. Wait, what did I even say? Did I say something clever? Oh, DRMing HQ. Yeah, DRM HQ. Yeah. It's the right play. This came up in the testing space of what's it called? The nice folks at EA Sports. Somebody missed a HQ pinhole. Okay, Spin Doctor, shuffling back, Reaper face down. Okay. This could easily be a Reaper. Yeah. You want a DRM HQ. Mav, fine. Cohort firing one more time is pretty bad for us. It's pretty bad if it's also bad for us. Server 3 is either Bite or Reaper. What's one more cohort fire draw? That's really good. Do we raindrops last click server 2? I kind of want to. I'm doing it. DRM was good for me in SSO. I think DRM into humanoid, it is a Mitra, so great. At least there's nothing in archives, so we're just going to end up getting, what's it called? The thing that's wiping our hand. So they'll get 17 Ayuko counters. Oh, it's an enemy. That's fine. It's honestly not that bad. I think there's a reason we haven't put down the Matryoshkas. I don't think we need them. We lost them. Is there a reason? Yeah. Cards in hand. We died a Reaper. No, we're fine. What's the face down in archives? Why is there a face down in archives? Oh, we just fired Ayuko. Okay, never mind. Fear? I just don't think it matters. Like, the only ice we're ever going to break is Anemone. Why do we install Doll? Why Doll? Do you think this is an oppo list? Just for Anemone for 1 damage, I want to install 2 cards and spend credits? Yeah, it was an enemy. Oh, it was an enemy res as well. Yeah, okay. Where is Steelskin? Katurga for Pinhole? I don't think so. Kogates exist? Show me them. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? There has to be a spin onto the table. No, there has to be the other one. There has to be a archive saver on the table. You install dolls because you're terrified of Seisenton? I am, but I need to get over it. Like, together we're going to work through it. We don't die to anything on the table. We really just want a steel skin here. I guess we should draw after we run archives. The most amount of damage we could take here is 2. Moonpool. That's really good. There's 2 Moonpools in the bin. How is she going to win? I mean, you really want to. There's 1 more Spin Doctor, 1 more Moonpool. She has all these cards on the table. Some of them might matter. I think we're just going to keep a healthy hand. That's going to be our little secret. 6 cards in hand. Last Ayuko counter she's going to get besides every single anemone we run through. Show me a 17th fight. So it's just going to be anemones in hand, and you're going to meet your anemones forever. It's going to be great. Do we lose to Grinder? No, we got Ashen. Run archives. We lose to Oppo? Hostile gets thrown out? Yeah, we do lose to Grinder. If you do running hot, no doubt we'll draw Ritual. We lost Ritual early. Oh, yeah, we did. It was our first net damage or core damage or whatever we do in this matchup. All right, 8 credits. Reaper doesn't kill us. Reaper into something that scores to see how they run could kill us if we didn't have a steel skin, and she hasn't seen a single steel skin, so like I wouldn't pursue those odds. I mean, maybe we do nothing. Awkward hand, both recursion pieces available to be killed in 1 burst. Yes, but we also have 25 more cards. I should have drawn before I played that. Sick. I don't think we're going to play the Ghost Tongue. Oh, do we ever play the second Marrow? I think it's more likely than the Ghost. No, it's probably not. 3 Reaper Fud Blood? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so she needs to duck, but she lost the Hostile. Draw, install? Is that what happened? Yeah, install, draw. Weird ordering. We're not touching the table, so touching the table we will. She has to res a Hostile, and we just have to trash it. So Regenesis, that's ours now. Server 7. So there has to be a Moonpool on the table if she's installing a Regenesis. This also could be a Bite, I guess. This looks like a Moonpool, and she's deciding whether to use it. Oh, it's a Bladderwort. Oh, she res the Hostile. Okay. So she res the Hostile. So we need to trash everything. So we're going to trash this Bladderwort, take 2 damage, trash the Hostile. That will leave us with 4 cards in hand, which is relatively safe, especially with a steel skin. So you just want to batch trash because this no longer has text. Okay, and then we just trash this Bladderwort. It's a little neat trick is you just destroy everything and all the recursion cards. Bye. Running hot as well. I mean, I don't think I want to. I want to hold on to steel skin. Maybe next turn because Mystic is going to be a bit lonely. And even Oppo, yeah, it could be small Oppo. Okay, so we just have to keep checking archives and she'll eventually like run out of cards. We've seen 2 Hostiles, 3 Bladderworts, 2 Moonpools, 2 Spin Doctors. Yeah, we're just gonna check archives here and then just draw up, and we don't really have to do much. We'll start pinging HQ. A Virus, she threw out a Tattoo Bola, which not the worst card. Okay. Mystic. Maybe we running hot. Maybe we have to respect measured. Maybe we do. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we do. Because we haven't seen enough influence. I could see that. But I don't think we have to do anything here. We'll just draw into a playable event. We actually might just Katurga here for like, honestly, a sure gamble. I could see us Katurgaing HQ. Actually, maybe the Copulation if we see something good. 6 card hand, we can play a Steel Skin. I kind of want to keep them for like when she reses a Reaper, which has to be on the table. So maybe we take a Strike Fund instead. It's the same as a sure gamble. Fuji, okay. Yeah, great. Cool. So we have 6 hand size. Oppo is online technically, but she doesn't have the credits. We gave her a Yuko. Katorga is good if we hold the Ashen. I don't think we play the Ashen in this matchup. There's no way that with 21 cards left, we don't win or lose. Like, we're not going to play it. We have 21 cards and we're on 5 points. There's no shot. I think we just draw. It is the safest thing against like measured Reaper. If it's Reaper measured, thinking, okay, hold on. If it's Reaper measured, that costs her what, 7 credits? So she can't do that. If she does credit measured, we don't care. So I don't think it matters what we do here. We could probably go back for a single. If she hits bite, maybe we lose, but then she runs out of credits too. I think we just draw. Yeah. Now we're just going to run for singles, just run archives. I don't see how she gets out of this. Cohort, that's a start, I guess, but I think that's just going to mill the deck faster. Play Wildcat, I think she just gives us either cards or credits. I don't know. I don't think we need either of them. We will at the start of next turn to see which way she goes. If she has cards, we'll be aggressive. If she gives us money, we'll be passive. All right, we have to check archives. Raindrops is okay to do that. Actually, we probably don't even raindrops. Iced up HQ, so we raindrops. I guess we could check server 9. Cohort, we could take down for 3. I think we don't mind. She only has 11 cards left, and there's like 15 agendas in these 11 cards. So we should be totally safe here. Should we get cards? She dies to Shistushka. Oh, I forgot we had Shistushka. We have finality left. We can see the whole deck. Hybrid. All right. Everything else. Like, we're not playing like Esâ. I totally forgot that. So now we don't have a reason to touch the table. If we run server 9, if it's a table bite, do we lose? I don't think we do. If it's a table bite, we just play running hot. Or the Steel Skin and Strike Fund Fire. So Reaper, we'll trash that. I think we're running hot here, just for annoyance. Oh, then we have to run archives again. That's fine. What was it? 1 and 1. So now we have to run archives again. She might have wanted to sneak out of Fuji here. Okay, Moonpool. So these cards are going to R&D. Getting an Oko counter. Fuji, Hybrid, go back into R&D. A Virus, the last FUT, I think. I don't know. Yeah, the last FUT. Okay, so she's on 3 credits. This card gets 2 advancements. It doesn't have to be an agenda. On 3 credits, what's the worst that could be? We can just check this. We can just run it. If it's an enemy, she's on no credits. I think we can just check this. If it's a bite, she can't fire it. If the worst case is like if it's a, what's it called? An Urtica. If it's an Urtica, it's 4 damage, which we're fine. Am I cooked? This doesn't have to be an agenda. You can like put counters on anything, but there's no more recursion left. 1 Moonpool's out. 2 Moonpools in the bin. There's only 1 more Spin Doctor. Yeah, we can just check it. Feed the Lizard. I don't mind about the Lizard anymore. There's nothing great we can feed. Like last click will play Strike Fund, but I'll run this. This is fine. She's on no credits. She give us money. We have to jack out here. Unless this hits a sealskin. Now we don't have to jack out because it's an Urtica. We have no cards in hand. She can't flatline us. It is an Urtica. All right, so we won't trash that. The only thing it could be there is the Urtica, and luckily, if we did not hit the steel skin there, we would have jacked out. There's one card in Archives, but we no longer have to run because the most amount of credits she'll have is 2. So we're totally fine here just drawing up. We also could play Finality. I mean, I think we just play Finality. It is so much more funny. We've already Esâ'd this turn, so it'll leave us with no cards in hand. She can't fire a bite. There's no more sting. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. All right, good game. Just for the 1 point on the top of the deck. Good game. Res all. Let's see what it was. So it's a Mitra. We saw that. Reaper on the table makes sense. She can't res it. And the Urtica was the one thing we had to play around there. Because even if she has a card with 2 advancements, it does nothing for the narrative of the game. Oh, and it looks like Archives had a Fuji in it. So running Archives also works. And this text doesn't matter. I had 12 points in hand at one point. Oof. And this is maybe the Mitra slots. Like maybe the Mitra doesn't give her a card slot that she can build a board out. Thanks, you too. Lady Duckland, always a pleasure. But yeah, single there took it. We're on no cards in hand. I think no cards in hand will still survive this turn. On only 2 credits after cohort, I think we're totally safe there. There's no way that we die, even if we pass the no cards. And again, this deck has so many points in it, right? Like we saw 3 in Archives, we're on 7. So these 11 cards and 2 cards in hand have 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. So like, it's really, really hard to ice up everything. With Saisentan, I think we should have played around considering this is a Mitra deck. But just like replaying enemies, I don't know if it's actually that good. As much as people have like slowed down on the Airblades tech, which used to be everywhere. Damn, it was everywhere. Hey, good game. Had a measured in the deck, but you were safe, not enough. Dosh. Oh, okay, cool. I think we were barely playing around measured. That turn we stopped where we went to low hand size, but the credits, yeah, also came down on your side. So we felt good about it. But there was a couple turns where we were thinking about measured. I tie to Urtica every time. I mean, when you're that far like ahead, where we're comfortable, as long as the Regenesis doesn't go through, like the game seems relatively stable, all you should do is play around your worst case. Because that's probably the way you lose is the worst case. So if the worst case is Urtica and we die to Urtica, we have no reason to take a risk. Your risk tolerance should just directly go up based off of how far behind you are. And we were relatively comfortable for most of that game. We were just in a good spot. I'm still in Airblades. Deals with random stuff, Mesny, RH, Sato. What does it deal with an RH? Oh, just like, yeah, ice, I guess. It's not the worst. It's one influence, right? But I think it was like the amount of Airblades we saw in Continentals versus the amount of Airblades we saw at Worlds. Such a big difference. I'm a tag hater, so I'm stuck on the crappy form of Ayuko. I don't say it's crappy. I think people did well with decks like that in recent tournaments. I don't know if you didn't draw well, but like we never got into the grinder hell. And our econ wasn't that good. Like I could see you resing a hostile in turn 1 or turn 2 and us struggling, but we drew okay. It seemed okay. I think like the Mitra slots might not be helping you, but you shouldn't listen to me because I'm a Mitra hater and I just want people to take it out of their deck. Oh, we were meant to do news. Let's do news really quickly and then we'll probably get another game in, but I've already talked about this. If you're not familiar, this is netrunnercards.net. This is a website that Abraham has been working on for years now, and it's in a great spot. It's a website where you can go and you can buy Netrunner cards. Either if you want to buy a playset of any of these nice cards, and these are not all Abraham's cards, other artists get their cards up on here. I'm not sure how it works. I'm pretty sure they do revenue sharing, but you can buy a playset of some of these great stuff for like $11, $23, $8, whatever the prices are set at. But the big reason why I also love this website is that there's an event organizer tab. And the idea behind this website was to get all targets in the hands of tournament organizers that are not incredibly expensive. So for this year, if I'm not mistaken, the amount of CTK kits that came out from NSG was not what maybe people expected it to be. So a lot of people were reaching out to get like 48 copies of this Catch and Finality for only $33 Canadian, which is kind of comparable to an NSG kit. That's just about what you'd expect to pay. And then I think there's extra shipping, I'm assuming. In Canada, it's a bit different, so I don't actually know. But if you're an organizer, this is a great website to get some extra prize support, to bolster your locals, your casuals, your CTKs, whatever it's you're doing. I've used this and had a great time. We got some extra prize support for the districts we ran. For those who don't know, also Abraham's been running these showdowns. And so there is an article that Sam wrote. It's actually really great. The showdown is on Saturday. We are streaming it. the link is up already. It's the Netrunner live showdown. You can go there. You can hit the notify button. You can subscribe. You can like it. Do all that great stuff. But this is going to be the culmination of the showdowns. I think there was 3 showdowns this year. I might be wrong about that. But the showdown is now 3 live. It's a triple elimination tournament. So it's a bit of a show match. It's a really fun format where we're going to have 24 players. And these are some of the best players in terms of competitive standings this year. And they'll just be playing against each other until there's 1 person standing. It'll take about 8 hours. That's what I've been told. And we're going to be streaming it on this channel. We're going to be joined by a whole bunch of nice people. And the list of people invited, it's just such a stacked tournament because it's so focused. So we have like all the showdown winners, or sorry, the winners from all the showdowns and the players who placed like, you know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all that sort of stuff. There's no direct overlap. So there might be players that qualified in multiple categories. Those just get passed down. There's also our Circuit Breaker Invitational. We get all the people who that won online Continentals. I don't know if in-person Continentals. I have to double check that, but look at the list of the players here. And then a whole bunch of people from the Beanstalk leaderboard. And a lot of these folks were also like, almost all these folks were top 16 at Worlds as well. So it's a really stacked tournament. Also, the pricing is really good. You get your likeness on an alt art card if you win the event, which if you're watching this, if you're one of those 24 people, good luck. That sounds great. There's also this like alt art descent that has Abraham and Alexandra's name on it. This is going to be prize support for this event, but for the next 72 hours around this event, I don't know if it started now or not. If you order anything from netrunnercards.net, you get this like really cool descent. So that's something you can do now. And then Sam wrote this great profile about davz. Wow, davz' standings this year are pretty absurd. And then talks about how davz plays in some of the decks. So really, really cool. I think this article is really great. Shout out to Sam. But that's the Saturday, which is super, super hype. So I'll see you there. We'll be in chat. We should be on both Twitch and YouTube. If you're watching this, you know where you to be. But yeah. Where's this article posted? It's just posted up on netrunnercards.net, the website where you can do all the card shopping. But that is just this November 15th. Very cool. Shout out to Beeblem for the list. Which list? 2 HR, 2 scatter, 3 spin, 1 hour M is 1 measured response. Oh, measured response Ayuko. Oh, Beeblem was playing measured response Ayuko at Worlds. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, this tournament's gonna be sick. Really excited to see these players. Again, that'll be on the weekend. And I think the last part of the news we've already kind of mentioned earlier, but we are expecting a new ban list on Monday if things go according to plan. I'm assuming they are. So maybe we'll have a video up on Monday morning. I think I can make that make sense. It's a bit hard with this weekend. Saturday is this thing, and then Sunday is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday to my lovely sister. But yeah, that is this weekend, so it'll be pretty busy. Yeah, it's the site, netrunnercards.net. It'll be linked in the YouTube description. But yeah, if you're specifically in the States, I think this is easier. I want to say that I ordered stuff just last year or maybe earlier this year. No, earlier this year. And Abraham was really nice. I think the way that was sent improperly, so it was flagged. So I had to pay tariffs at the border, and Abraham actually like paid all that stuff back, said it was a problem on his side. But if you're a Canadian, I think the shipping costs were not that bad at all. But especially if you're a tournament organizer and you're buying something of a bigger quality or quantity, I think it might make a bit more sense. But I do also think the shout out on the showdown said that next year there's going to be even a bigger showdown. I don't know if this article says it. Maybe we'll talk about it on Saturday. But the discussions of the plans of what the showdowns are going to look like next year, it looks like there's going to be more tournaments and it's going to be a bigger thing. What is the sister of a Métropole? Oh, that's my sister. It's my great sister. My face went 10-second video saying no changes. Everything's the same. Go home. Let's play some more Esâ. It's like 10-16. I think we can do one more. I think no changes is within the realm of possibility. I do think, though, that this is usually the ban list where they do like wild stuff. And I'm like kind of there for that because kind of who cares? But we'll find out on Monday. A cat. Okay, I'm assuming anytime somebody has a Netrunner card name and no icon, it's a Smurf, but we'll find out. Okay, guessing it's Scrops again. I don't think it's a good matchup for us, but we'll do the best we have. Begamot's not awful. Our hand has Wildcat and Nuka, so sometimes you can install Nuka and play Wildcat, and they'll just give you a card draw, which is not what we want. Oh, thanks. That's very kind. Oh, thank you. They mulligan, so this hand's not awful, like Marrow into Nuka as a start. From there, maybe we can play Wildcat. It really depends. Like, I really don't enjoy playing Wildcat because it gives you no consistency. Again, maybe I'd cut, I think Jai was talking about that, like maybe I'd cut the Hippocampic for Creative Commission. I think Creative Commission is so good if you're trying to play Control. But I don't love that our access to Explosive Economy is like gated behind our opponent's decisions, especially in the early game. Hot take ban twinning. I'm really down for the idea of ban twinning, but it's more so because I'm dreading Vantage Point being all these stealth credits, and then everyone's playing stealth, so they're playing Mantle and they're playing Taka, so like every single faction is playing twinning. Like, with all due respect, I'm good. I'll keep that. One Matriarch goes maybe a start. Double blood in hand. Hey, sorry, Raketha. Blood in the water. How you doing, by the way? How is it 10:16? DST went back. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, Jai. We wake up and it's much darker. Opening regolith. Okay, cool. It was 9 minutes ago. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What's it called? Is behind. Our restream bot is broken, so it's hard for me to do the 2 windows. Cut Ritual and Hippocampic for commissions and Wildcat for T400. I could see that. T400 seems like just good enough. I don't know why you wouldn't play T400 over the one we're playing. So this can be empty next turn. You go plus a lot of credits and then you get a 1 coster, which is like kind of cool. No Chastushka respect, no Finality respect, but it's hard to respect everything. So we could just say Nuka Marrow and see what happens. We lost the cat. That kind of sucks. 2 from R&D. Love it. If we do Wildcat, they probably give us cards. I can't let him do that. So we could Mystic, run Archives. What do we die to? I guess there's a world where we just steal 6 points or like 2 agendas and die to measured. Off the books. Okay, it's not Scrubs. Okay, we're playing Tempo Op. Okay, change gears, Andre. You got this. I don't know why you wouldn't play T for Understatements for the utterly deranged. I'm so happy you moved to YouTube, Ian. It's so much easier to take abuse from one channel. I'm kidding. I don't think it's abuse. Triple regolith. Oh, we can't empty it. I thought you could empty it. Wasn't it on 12? 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, we're off. Nuki. I mean, Chastushka feels like a play. What do you actually think about Scrubs? I haven't played it. I've only played against it once. I don't know about the Scrubs team a lot. I've heard from Tuno that Tuno is talking a lot about it and Tuno is playing it, and that always makes me excited. So it's definitely worth looking at. I'm guessing it's not my kind of deck because I don't love those like score 5-3 from hand combo decks. They just don't make me happy because it seems like that's not what the game should be doing. But it's probably a very interesting deck that the core shell on it is going to be modified for time to come. And then you'll always be able to catch someone out. There's a chance that this is a pinhole to regolith angle, but I don't know if we're worried about a 2-coster. You don't have to score it from hand. Yeah, I know, but that's how everyone's selling me the deck. So that makes me think that's a thing that you do most of the time. Most of the time you NA it from my experience. Okay. That's fair. Still, it's combo op, and I'm not a big combo op fan. As much as it's not like combo op. Like there's a triangle gradient. It's somewhere in the corner. It's not the furthest into the corner. Neither, you know, you came up to me and you talked about like a secret snare bear combo op, and I was laughing. I thought it was so funny. All right, 15 credits. We have an off the books. We're pretty sure they're on slash and burn, so just like touching HQ and getting some pressure off is good. They mulliganed and they've only done this, which maybe their hand is just kind of bad. Most fun I've had with the deck is playing slash and burns over and over. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that like I do in New Vang and enjoy it. So maybe I could do it in op and enjoy it. I could see it. Cable Carnage psyoped me, Lamau. Yeah. And I would say somewhat intentionally, not you intentionally, but yeah, went out on COS just to play, to go have fun and play like a combo op, just to goof with people. And I think he went undefeated, which like kind of expected Cable Carnage W, but very, very funny. There was a goofy psyops there. Did you play against Cable? KPI? Shuffle, okay. So hand not making sense makes sense. As much as you want to draw before you maybe install. You enjoyed this wiki, go bird deck, but draw the line at FA Basalt? Yeah, I don't have to make sense. Like, I don't have to be consistent. I just tell you how I feel. He's playing it at Pub Runner? Oh, that too. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, Humanoid has to go down, so this is probably the Mitra type deck, which is cool. Archives Ice, respect, really good. We did lose one of our Begamuts, so the ice in this deck is a bit worse for us. I think we're just going to pinhole the Humanoid, but there's no reason to do that click 1, so we shan't. We would love another core damage card. Do we just double Chastity? Just do a nice old 2-fister? I mean, it's 8 fists. That's some fists. I think we just pinhole this and play control. At some point, he's going to ice HQ, right? Thank you for speaking your truth. Andre makes videos without sense. Run HQ, gotta play around DRM. Yeah, that's all I like my vibes change. I can have one bad experience and be like, this is not for me. I can have one good experience and then be like, wait, Nuvang's pretty sick. Sometimes you just put Jai's name on Nuvang and I'm like, yeah, this seems fun. It's not always consistent. And I'll be the first to tell you that. I'm not going to install the Matryoshka because as soon as we install one Matryoshka, we have to worry about Stavka. I think we might just do run HQ, get an access Nuka. Can't steal SDSs. Extract. This is a good extract board for us. Can't wait for the Mercury is pretty sick. I've played Mercury before and enjoyed it. I've had like some good Mercury games, but I don't like Mercury. 8-fister head swings back to stream. Ooh, Spin Doctor. People's Champ does have non-negligible effect on playing the deck. Yeah. Where he's like, it's just tempo. It's just mid-range. I'm like, wait, I want mid-range Wayland. Oh, our Chestushka window. HQ single is after a Chestushka? Yeah, might be, but I was committing to the Nuka. I think there was a turn that we would want to do like Chestushka into Chestushka, but yeah, maybe we should have just done it. Like damaging 8 cards is probably worth whatever this costs us. For some reason, my Nuvang list is my all-time highest rate NRDB right up. Jai, that was like the PDest non-PD deck I've ever seen on JNet Casual, right? Like people love playing PD, like the last 4 years in Netrunner. Don't look at the last year, but the last like 4 years before that, everyone's just like playing PD. You're a newer player, play PD. And for some reason, Nuvang got there. Everyone was like, oh yeah, this is just like kind of good, fun, chill Netrunner. It just like grabbed people. I was going to install the second Marrow. That probably wasn't the play. I mean, find another doll. Strike fund. Ugh. Initially, I loved the Nuvang, but now I feel like a slot machine. One of the reasons I hate this meta. Yeah, the corpse side is a bit not my favorite, but what do you think they do? Do you think they give us cards? Do we want to pay 1 credit to draw 3 cards? I don't know what they do here. Like we could Nuka again, go up to 11, hopefully draw a running hot. I'm just going to do it. All right, we didn't. But this will install 2 cards. We have no money. So I think we just do like Begamut, hope it doesn't matter. Hit that, that's fine. Yeah. I think we install doll cred card next turn, Wildcat. Uh-oh. I mean, I don't mind what we did here. We now have a Begamut, which like barring Stavkas seems pretty cool. So I think we just play the Strike Fund because it's a card that we're going to play, and then we'll just discard some cards here. So we want Doll, Chestushka, Nuka, Matryoshka. So we can keep 1 more. It's probably Finality. Steelskin is also kind of fine, but I think we do these. So we have to throw out 1 more. I think we throw out the Steelskin. I think the Nuka will do better for us. It's obviously free, but Nuka is just more card draw. This seems acceptable. I think sometimes the fun of Wildcat is hope you play it and let your opponent think the wrong right choices. I always believe my opponent's going to pick the right choice. You usually want to play it in a situation where I'm assuming they always pick the right choice. I don't like holding multiple Chestushkas. Yeah, it's a bit greedy. They have a Spin Doctor on the table, so it's not even like super high value. I think we just take down the Regolith and do nothing. Because you're not landing 2 back-to-back with dolls. Yeah, that's true. Unless this is a barrier, we're not running 2 back-to-back. And it's more likely to be like an Afshar or Winchester. I don't know. We have to do some disruption, though. Otherwise, they'll just like slash and burn with the Spin Doctor. So I think we just need to get our credits up and find another doll. You scout some info from what they pick? I don't know if you really do. Oh, wow. Okay, they used it for us. Server. They shuffled back 2 unseen, so those look like sabotages. And now this card could matter. Let's find a credit. Nice. So doll raindrops means we die to basically every ice that trashes a program. Is there anything they score out we're really worried about? They're playing really slow for a deck with HR. Are they on Mad? I think if they're on Mad, they wouldn't be on Off the Books. But like, they're also on Humanoid, so I don't think they're on Mad. But double Regolith is like within the realm of what I'd expect. So we'll just play around UZF a bit. And I think we just click for a credit because I don't want to raindrops because if we hit a Stavka, we lose. Stavka costs us 7 credits to break. I don't think we're ever going to be there. Yeah, I don't think they're a mad deck if they're on humanoid. That seems like way too much card draw. They're also on 49. Not that you would play big op really anymore, but here we should really run HQ. So we have most of the barriers covered. We probably do have to play the Ghost Tongue. Okay, let's see if they push. Ooh, now we really should run HQ. Wait, if this is a Winchester, how bad is that? It's kind of bad. If we do raindrops, we're on 2 credits. We need at least 4 credits for it. Let's see what happens off of this. It costs us nothing besides a card, at least with a full Mystic, which is kind of cute. We would really like credits here. Please. Credits. Please. Waiting for chat delay. That makes sense. Damn it. This is what I hate. It's like, this is great. This is useless. I guess we install a Ghost Tongue. Hit the finality. Feels bad. I don't know why this is in the deck. 2 from the top of R&D. Okay, so this becomes something. I don't know what we're worried about. It could become a Hollowman, I guess. Hollowman's kind of bad for us. But like, we got credit issues. Maybe we face check archives and assume there's no shot they put a killer on archives. Like, I could see that being correct. I don't think we have to take that risk. I say never give cards, but that's actually where they'd have to give cards. So they're gonna hear this later. That's really funny. So Hippocamping is trash. This Ghost Tongue is trash. It's harder for us to use Mystic now, which is kind of really funny. So we raindrops, we have 4 credits. If we raindrops HQ, if it's Winchester, we get through because we boost, break, and then we draw a card. I'll go HQ here. There has to be agendas in hand. If this is a Stavka, it's bad for us, but I guess we'll Ashen our way out of that problem. Yeah, it's free coaching. It is free coaching on stream. Afshar. Great. So we can't break all of it. That's okay. We get our card draw. So we just break 1 subroutine we can. So it's end the run and lose 2. We can't break both, so we'll break the end the run. That matters. Steal an agenda for sure. Another Afshar. Pain. We'll throw out Hippo and Ghost Tongue. Nice. Let's see what they get. This is going to tell us a lot about the deck. I should go and stream for that free coaching. I mean, do it. It is Hollowman. Okay, that's really bad for us. I don't know if we're going to be able to take down the server, and if they can just like swing agenda to agenda to agenda, we got a problem here. Now this one they can fast advance it, but it'll be just a blank 3-2. So 19 credits. I don't know if we can do it with the server with 1 doll, y'all. How do we get pressure here? How do we let this happen? So we just need every single doll in the world. Bet it's an SDS. Yeah, that's bad for us. You're right. That's a good call. Chain off the books. No, I think pushing an SDS makes a lot of sense. So that costs them 6 credits. So we have to run the server. They have to res 2 ice. If it's a Stavka, that's already too expensive. That's 7 credits for us. So not much we can do about that. So I think we do Steel Skin here. The other options, we can figure out what server we can run. So we probably just Katurga archives and then get a pinhole. And then hopefully are able to run archives again. So if that's the case, we might need another doll. But I think we Katurga archives. Ribichishtushka, it's double Afshar. It's not great. I think we just need a pinhole. I'm assuming we can get through this. It's probably a barrier. If it's a Stavka on archives, like, gee, they got us. It's a tithe. Looks at hand. Acceptable. No, worst hit. By far worst hit. Pinhole. Is this just kicking the can down the road though? Right? Like then what happens next turn if he double advances the Hollowman? Maybe we have more time? I don't know. No, that's fine. Holloman, we have the credits. I should have checked before. I don't think we play the steel skin. I think we just Nuka here. Cool. So we still have $3 and 14 cards. All we need is dolls and credits. Just like the musical. I didn't like that. Draw? No, we probably need credit. I think we just need money. Tell the stream what you think is in server 1. Oh, I did. I did. We'll just credit here. Maybe we should just play Strike Fund instead of crediting. Yeah, why are we not playing Strike Fund? Oh. Alright, that's fine. There has to be a lot of agendas in HQ. Well, now we're on 10 cards and a spin doctor. Weird. What's going on? Strike Fund will play itself. Yeah, maybe it will off the tithe. Like we're gonna be having to chase down. We're gonna have to chase down this spin doctor or chase down archives. We're just not set up to deal with this remote server. Like we just can't deal with Stavka. Let alone this could be an Afrin setup because we do have an Afshar resed. KPI, last click, sick. Yeah, I feel really bad into this matchup. I'm not sure how we're meant to play this. Maybe we are meant to set up the double Chestushka. I think the double Chestushka early was probably worth something because Ob is a bit soft. Okay, single advance. I don't think we're too worried about that. Unless it's like a Kimberlite and we lose our spine, let alone our dolls. Okay, so one only face down on archives. You think it'd be more? What did they do? Did they shuffle back? They advanced, they installed, right? Yeah. Didn't miss the other stream. Work meeting Cuttington and Netrunner time. I mean, priorities, right? People say Op is bad to Esâ, but Esâ being poor is kind of always a problem for us. It's like, it didn't used to be like that. Been promoted from ice to player. I think we'll start with 3. This is probably a Svi. Maybe it's a backup spin. I don't think we can lose a click checking it first to see if we can force out the spin. All right, that spin's gone. So if it's a Svi, we'll Strike Fund first, then we'll run it. I don't think it's too bad. Do we have to do a Svi? I'm assuming we do. Maybe it's a wall-to-wall. I don't know what else this would be. It's an Antil. Oh, wow, easy Antil for us. So this could be an Azyaf, which could hit a steel skin. We need another doll. I don't want to draw because if we draw a doll and this is an Azyaf, we lose it. They could seamless out an SDS, which is also kind of shit. They can't touch. No, they could ruin our spine with a Kimberlite. They have the Afshot resed. I mean, I'll just draw. That's fine. That issue. I guess the strike was correct before rather than clicking for credit. It might have been, yeah. Watch this trick. Okay, so they're going to extract. They're going to get a Hollowman. And then they're going to score at the SDS with the Hollowman. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. I should have paid attention to what they shuffled back. So the SDS trashes. It might actually be right to trash our Begamot here. But yeah, we just lose to 4-ice server. Like, not super interesting. So the question is, how much pressure can we put off? So I think here we have to do Chestushka. Oh no, we can't get through this. We think this is an Afshari. Ooh, ooh. So we could do doll. We don't actually want to add Chestushka. We want to touch cards. Because if they have a 3-2, they jam in their remote server. I do not like this at all. Oh, no, always. Thank you. 2 spins are out. This is free. So I'm going to go for it. I'm assuming this is an Afshar. If it's a Stavka, we lose the game. We just concede. If it's a Winchester, yeah, that made sense. If it's a Winchester, it's actually really ugly for us too. I should have considered that. But I think we're confident that was an Afshar. We saw it in hand. So we'll just break the one we can. We'll bankrupt ourselves. And then this is last click, so they can just repair it. Yeah, this sucks. I do not feel like we have any legs in this. I think we have to win early. They're on 20 credits, and they have 4-ice, and we can't break a sentry, functionally. Maybe we should duck Afshar instead of using the Mystic cards. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could have ducked a bit, because we're so confident it was an Afshar. I think this allows us to slightly play around a Winchester, so maybe that's worth something. But I could see a world in which not using the Mystic is correct. Yeah, it's a bit more risky than we'd want. That looks like a spin. Ritual. We want a running hot. We have one. If it hits some raindrops, it's pretty bad. So I think we have to just like raindrops archives to force a spin. They win in 2 turns, but now they have no cards in hand, so the running hot is disruptive, but we have to deal with this first. So we could raindrop the spin doctor and hope they mess up. I think I'm going to do that. Otherwise, we could raindrops archives, and if it hits a running hot, we're cooked. But it's a 1 in 5. I think we'll take the 1 in 5 because this draws cards as well. I'm assuming this is a spin doctor, but they did just put other nonsense on the table, so don't hit the running hot. You got to be kidding. We'll draw another one. It's so bad for us. I mean, it's a 1 in 5. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. Okay, so they have 3 cards in hand. We still need to touch an SDS to win the game. They're 20 credits. We need another doll. Our money stinks. We should play the Wildcat first to see what happens, I think. Okay. We can still play the sure gambles, but we have to do it now. So we'll do the running hot. Don't hit the Matryoshka. Fine. They can't be all non-barriers. I mean, a single Stavka. Wait, we can still gamble? That's nice. So what do we do here? We do gamble, doll, finality? I think we save the finality for next turn. Maybe we do it. They could score another SDS, and that's like really bad. I do want to do it. There's no way I don't want to do it. But if that's the case, we lose to measured so bad. Don't hit the Ashen and we're fine. Great. So we could lose here. They might be unmeasured. It's hard to tell. Oh, we have 4 cards in hand. We're perfect. This is not super advisable. We can deal with Stavka. We can't deal with Afro and Stavka, but if that happens, we just Ashen. Emotionally devastating. You lose to MR anyways. They would need multiple MRs. You're on 3 hand size. Oh my God, you're right. We're on 3 hand size. Never mind. Yeah, MR is a problem no matter what. Yeah, you're totally right. Well, that's because we played the finality. Like, we didn't have to play the finality. I think they have it. They can also, yeah, trash the Afshar to go get it. Begamon's good. It's big. There's no barrier that they can res that's worth anything. Pharos we deal with. Maybe Logjam? No, Logjam we probably deal with. Logjam is 1, 2, 3, like 5 strength at worst. I'm worried that they're thinking. Is this the fake phase or the real phase? I don't think we have any paid abilities, so whatever. I mean, the 1 card in HQ could just be an agenda here. We have no clicks left. I didn't check where they sabotage from. He definitely should be doing that more than we are. It tells you a lot about their hand in the game. All right, Stavka Afrun. So the worst thing happened. We just can't deal with that. So this is a 7-strength Stavka. We just let it fire. And then we hope that this is something that doesn't end the run, which is hard to imagine that. But like, what can we do here? Cool. Nice. Continue. Mask. Great. At least we could get measured. All right. At least the SDS isn't good. Off the books with a counter jam would be so sick. Yes. GG. Yeah. The off the books counter is like, can get a spin doctor. Oh no, there's no spin doctor here. So what can we possibly do here? I think we Ashen for like 3 credits and hopefully do something. Afron is so unfun. Yeah, it's not good for us. There's no out. Yeah. They have our number. Like they really just should just jam the agenda here. Oh, they jammed something else from hand. I think the 1 card in HQ was an agenda. So the question is whether they like off the books for an ice, which might be fine. I think we should kept Maro for the Sabo. Oh yeah, you're right. We should have kept Marrow for the Sabo. The Fermenter's useless. Yeah, 100%. That was right. Now, this is an off the books ice. This is an envelopment on archives, which we run into envelopment, they're down to 5 credits, but they only res it if it matters. So I think we start with the Ashen. Okay. Yeah, we definitely should have kept the Marrow. That's a big mistake. So we either have to do something with this hand, which the only playable card here is Ashen. The Afrin trash our last card. Right, they top deck the agenda, or could be something else. Why would they ice archives? They're worried about sabotage. But if we res this, they go down to 5. Then we could run the remote server. The worst case is they res a mask for 1. If that's the case, though, is there anything we can do with the Ashen? We could Ashen and draw a pinhole and like send HQ, but like it's still impossible to win. The only way that we could win is like Ashen and top deck our Begamut, and then Begamut, when we install it, like trashes something of value. So there's no reason running this, because if they'll res it if it matters. So I think we just always start with Ashen. Okay, running Hot matters. Ashen Doll run archives. I don't think we have the credit to break an envelopment. So now we want to do running Hot here, and we need it to hit the strike fund. Or we hit Sure Gamble first. We really have to think. What do we remove from game? We removed 1 dolls from the game and 1 finality. That sucks. We definitely wanted a finale. No, actually, no, finality's useless. Let's be honest. We need 3 dolls for this server, or 2 dolls and a cat. This doesn't make sense. So what do we have to do here? There could be points in archives. There could be points here. This is 5 credits to keep us out. This is probably 3 credits to keep us out. If we do Sure Gamble, we have a lot of money, but the question is, what are we even doing with money? If we do Sure Gamble, we're up to 10 credits. We play Running Hot, we get the Sabo triggers, and then we can decide from there. A Raindrops would be a good draw to get some pressure running archives. But I think we need Sabo. The question is whether we need the gamble. I think we need the gamble because the only winning line is that we draw into a Begamut. Okay, didn't hit the strike fund, which would have been sick. We drew a finality, it doesn't matter. Wildcat Strike? No, they'll just give us credits. Yeah, actually, maybe you're right. Maybe Wildcat's better there because they could do it wrong and give us card draw, which is the same as Sure Gamble. Yeah, actually, that is right. I think we do Wildcat there. If we Wildcat now, they always give us credits. Yeah, you're right. It was worst case gamble, best case card draw. Yeah, it's strictly right. I'm assuming they would have played it right and just given us credits, but maybe that actually wasn't super intuitive. So we can do draw for Begamut, install run archive still. Draw for Begamut. Fuck you, Ritual. All right, so then the line is run archives, run server 1, but there's like 0 shot we win. Fucking Ritual. Imagine we drew Ritual after we hit the running hot. We drew 4 off of it or whatever it was. What an ass card. I hate this so much. Yeah, run archives. Ritual for running hot? I mean, we might as well draw then. Yeah, there's a 1 in 28 where we draw another running hot, which would be like really funny. But I'm not playing around a 1 in 28. I think we're better off running this. What's like the worst case? They res the envelopment, they go down to 5. We run the remote server. Every ice that ends around the deck costs less than 3. So there's no point in doing it. Maybe we just top deck here and maybe get a pinhole, but we think this is, maybe if it's a Winchester, it doesn't end the run. Hey, Eris. I mean, we might as well play the Ritual. It's really funny. No, but this actually might not be the winning agenda. It likely is. Yeah, that's all we got. So I guess we run archives. And it doesn't really change the Holloman math unless this is, actually, no, it could matter because if this is a 5-3, they need 6 credits. So forcing the envelopment res actually does matter on this board state. That being said, it's our last click. So it looks like there's winning points in the bin. You save the Ritual in case you draw the running hot. Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm glad we did. But I think we save it for next turn. So now they can't score at a 5-3, but if it's a 3-2, we lose. And if they res us either because they have the win in the remote server or the lose is in the archives. So finality is unplayable. Oh no, actually it is playable because we can just take sabotage next turn. So we'll get rid of the Wildcat and the gamble. And the Wildcat. Yeah, GG. Yeah, I don't feel like that was close at all. They perfectly had the lines though. Oh, it's Aziev. Nice. Okay, good game. Oh, neat. So that's not enough. Oh, that's not enough. I think there were some things that we did that weren't like perfect. 2 points discarded from the Afroon. Yeah, so the one card they discarded from the Afroon, I need to pay better attention to that, was an agenda, which makes sense. It was the last card they kept from the hand. And so they top deck the next Aziev. Any question you want to ask before we leave? No, I don't think so. Oh, actually, yeah. What's the remote? It's unbelievable that the remote ice... Wait, no, maybe we should rend the development and then rend the remote server and assume there'd be a sub 3 credits. Because we actually buy ourselves a window if the ice on the remote server is not a Maskarovka. Oh, I mean the ice. Okay, it was a fly swatter. So even if we rend their remote server, it doesn't matter. Because if they spend 7, they're fine. So yeah, even a Maskarovka, yeah. So we couldn't pressure the remote server. But yeah, the deck has 3 Stavkas. Like, we don't have a shot. And an Afroon. I do think they overcompensated on the remote server. But yeah, we had no possibility of running the remote. Yeah, I think our deck is just so soft to Stavka Afroon that this seems like a good thing to be playing this week. Not landing Chestushka in the free HQ was just weird. Yeah, I think so too, Meteor. I'm trying to play this more control and not straight like aggro. And maybe paying 5 credits for the 2 Chestushkas was right. Yeah, I can't beat that. I have no chance against that. Yeah, we just can't beat double Afroon Stavka. I think if we knew that, if we were open deck lists, we would have just sent double Stavka as soon as we can. Or sorry, double Chestushka. But yeah, we have no chance against this. That's 6 points in archives? Yeah, wait, they said 4 points. They said 6 points? What did they say? They said 4 points in archives. No, there's 6 points in archives. So if we drew our cat, we actually could have ran archives and won? Wait, you can see the symbol? Wait, how can they see the symbol? Oh, it was Marrow. Oh, Marrow from R&D. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There was 4 points and then Marrow hit the 6 point. Oh, okay. People do that? They look at what symbol you're playing and then they know what to... Like, I'm not saying they queued into this, but I didn't realize people did that. To be like, oh, so-and-so is playing this tonight. I guess, yeah. We got to keep it mixed up. Yeah, the Marrow trigger mattered at the end. Yeah, 2 for 6. Yeah, anyways, I don't think we can beat Soft Gaffron. We have to... It's just not possible. We have to do 2 stacks of dolls. So, like, this matchup is kind of... yeah, it's not great for us. Thanks for the game. I think Zato 2 is like kind of difficult. We just have to pinhole it. All right. That's going to be it for the evening. We've been streaming for a long time. It's 11:51. We've been streaming for more than 3 hours, but I'm having a good time, so I'm glad to do it. I wish we could stream more. I miss Tuesday streams. Thanks to all these names here and more for supporting the Metropole Grid. We're supported on Patreon, so we can, you know, go late into the nights, do all the sort of content we do, the production, the live streaming. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. All these names here and our Daily Cast patrons, they support the channel. You can find a link to the Patreon below. Also, if you have your name here, mind you, these are for the Sure Gamble patrons. Huge thanks to all patrons. And if you want a little symbol next to your name, like you see there, please just hit me up and I'll get it in there. It's absolutely my pleasure. Finally sleeved Esâ for locals tonight. Are you playing those T400 techs? Thanks for the stream. Yeah, we'll see you technically tomorrow, I guess, for some, but we'll be back on Saturday. It's going to be a huge event. If you want to leave a like on the stream, that's also another really nice way to help support the channel, which is free and also super appreciated. We'll be back on, I'm hoping on Monday with a video. That'll be quite nice to line up with the new most wanted list. Sorry, the new balanced SBT. Old habits die hard. But before that, we'll hopefully see you on Saturday. Good luck to everyone playing on Saturday. I'm excited to see if people like look at this as a super competitive event or a show match or somewhere in the middle. It's usually a bit more interesting because people bring some fun stuff out. I think that's mostly it. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.